By order of the Emperor of Nilfgaard, for the murder of the wounded, looting, cannibalism, you are hereby sentenced to death by hanging or torment.
Don't meddle. Take the reward and let's go.
Help me!
Knew you witches wouldn't scorn imperial gold. Tough hunt.
Tougher than yours, that's certain. Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference.
Come with me. Bring her down. Do it my way. You like that, you bitch? Get the hammer. Kick her teeth in.
The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all. Just make it quick, Geralt.
What the?
Close your eyes.
Hit him. What are you doing?
Killing monsters.
Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we are very, very, very sorry for starting 48 minutes late. If I'm correct, I feel like it's a brand new record.
It is.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are the Overpowered Noobs, OPNoobs.com, and this Tuesday night we are doing something exceptional. Instead of doing our regular weekly show, we are covering the best games of 2015 by section with nominations, and we'll be finishing up the show with the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards for very best games. Alucard, you want to, before I'm going to do a couple introductions before we get started. I'm accompanied by Chris Kellogg, VP of OPNoobs, Steven Stanisiewski, who's got tons of fancy titles. I'm not too sure who he is, what he does, but we're sure glad to have him with us.
Spot of the mic.
Accompanied also by Benjamin Kroll. Benjamin Kroll, thanks for having us. Thanks for being on the show. Benjamin just is the latest addition to the team. He's joined us, I think, a month or two ago, Benjamin? Is it more than
about a month and a half, 2 months?
I think he's a writer for us, a terrific writer. Recommend you check out some of his reviews on OPNoobs.com. Celerus, aka Colt, who just did a very beautiful review of Helldivers and got us something of an interview with the Magic team sometime in January, February. We're very excited about. Alucard, head of social media, communications. Alucard, you quickly, in quick parenthesis, you want to tell us about that hat?
Oh, this right here, this little gem I got going on right here.
He's the shredder.
It's from, yeah, man. It's the shredder with shades, bro. I got it from I think it was November's Loot Crate. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly.
Fine. I'm not jelly. That's fine. Caitlin, of course. Caitlin, a writer. Caitlin, I think, just the Peter of the community, I would say. The one we rally around and trust. Nice, Chris. Paris Forge, of course. Paris doesn't need an introduction. Paris is a terrific writer for OPNoobs, has done tons of stuff. He's keeping our standards up. We like him, we love him, we appreciate him. Thanks, Paris, for tuning in for what is the 2015 Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 Awards. Again, very sorry we started so late. But, to keep the tradition going of 2015, We want to get into 2016 with a bang and arrive an hour late. I feel like to apologize, Alucard, Stylo. I don't know if we're ready, but could we get the machine rolling and do a giveaway just straight from the start? We're gonna give tons of games away from our Humble Bundle accounts. Some pretty good stuff. So stay tuned in the chat. And we have a little system. Can we run it straight up at the start of the show right now?
Stylo, my man, just run it.
Okay. All right. So I feel like we're upgrading, and let us know when you get started. All right. Alucard, it's all you. Go for it. So excited. I love that. Isn't that thing the best? Are you guys watching this?
Yes, we are indeed watching here.
Oh yeah.
What's even being given away, Fred? You might want to tell me.
It's a random surprise.
All right, congrats, sir.
So we
It's a long time, dear.
Yeah.
And who's our winner here?
And
Constant Love. Funny enough, Portal 2.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Kind of nice.
Very nice.
Stay tuned. Stay in the chat. We're going to be doing those every 10 minutes. And we've got some couple good titles in the lot. Alucard, do you have the list of titles in front of you that you could shed some light on?
Whoops, my camera just fell.
And you are wearing a very nice sock.
Thank you.
So, obviously, some of us have started celebrating. Some of us haven't stopped.
And I'm sober. I'm like super sober too. That's the sad part. All right. So, among some of the titles, we have everything from Elder Scrolls, South Park, Bermuda, Hacker Revolution, Star Chronicles, Delta, Quadrant, Flesh Eaters, Crystal of Time, Space Food Truck, and a bunch of other fun gems in the mix.
Okay, so be on the lookout for this. We're going to do them about, I'd say, every 10 minutes. After a couple nominations, we'll do a giveaway. And we are ready to get started with the very, very first nomination for the night. We've got, I think, about a dozen of them going. So we're going to try. We're obviously not going to play every single trailer like we usually do. It's going to go pretty quickly. The system is actually quite simple. Caitlin, right here, is going to introduce every single game per section. We're going to start with Best Narrative. You want to say that with an English accent, Steven?
No.
Best Narrative.
No, because it would be narrative.
Yes, Best Narrative. Best
narrative.
Narrative of 2015, the game with the best narrative of 2015, and it's we haven't decided. We don't know which game gets it, and the reason we did that is because we want everybody in the chat to vote. Caitlin is going to give you the voting number, so she's going to give you a couple games from the list. So it's usually between 3 and 6 or 7, I think. To each game there is a number. You plug in the number that you think deserves the award from the nominees, and then Steven is going to take a quick look at the chat from the 16 to 20 people in the chat, and he's going to declare the actual award. So without any further delay, if everybody's clear, get ready to type in the chat, vote, please vote, help us nominate those games, and the overpowered nominee of the Noobs 2015 for Best Narrative is... Everybody press play. Caitlin, right over at you.
All right. The first one is Life is Strange by Don't Nod Entertainment. Voting number is 1. Second is Galaxy by 17-Bit. Voting number is 2. The third is Guild Wars 2, Heart of Thorns by ArenaNet. Voting number is 3.
I think that's all the nominees for this very section. Everybody please vote. I'm gonna vote in a second. OPNoobs Online is me, by the way, guys.
No.
Well, Steven makes a little bit of an assessment. Does anybody have anything to say about any of those games? The time is now. Please raise your hand when you need to speak. Any experiences with either of them, whether it's Guild Wars 2, Heart of Thrones, or the other games that Caitlin mentioned. Anybody? Anyone?
Wow.
Yeah.
Steven. Yeah, Steven.
No, let the new guy go. I talk a lot.
sure.
Let him go.
Benjamin, go ahead.
Right up my alley because I was just playing Life is Strange. I unequivocally have to support Life is Strange in this category. I played it. In terms of narrative, it does things that games don't generally try to even try for. The writing in the game operates with actual subtlety and subtext and is better upon analysis, which is just something that you don't really see in video games. So there are flaws, yes, there's issues sometimes with cheesy dialogue, but the actual overall narrative structure has so many different layers of complexity that really just puts it way above.
And I feel like actually you speak for the community out here because that game is massively popular among PC gamers, especially on Steam.
Yeah,
I think
it's a flawed masterpiece. It's worth it.
Well put. Paris, you've got something to add on that?
Yeah, no, I like what's done, Life is Strange, in that it seems to be part of the trend, I guess the meta trend, where they're trying to better put the game's mechanics into so that they become part of the story. With Life is Strange, they did a very well done of the rewinding time spoiler, I guess, the rewinding time power, which really speaks to a lot of gaming experience with save files going back, trying to get the best results, and just circling the narrative with that mechanic completely.
So yeah, I think that we've got a consensus, Chris, and right before then Steven, it's going to be all about you. You're going to close every single nomination, Steven. Aren't you excited? Chris?
I just wanted to be, as the lone person that voted for Galaxy, I just wanted to speak up for it because it's a really, really good game. And I think it is a space shooter. And, I think I'm going to get a chance to talk about it later tonight because it's in one or two other categories. But it actually delivered a storyline for a very simple gameplay mechanic that was really fun and enjoyable. And the script was really nice. And the voice acting was top notch, which I thought was really unusual for kind of a retro space shooter. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for Galaxy.
All right, thanks for that. Thanks for balancing that nomination out, Chris. Steven, it's all you, man. Who's the big winner? Who gets the big? I gotta say, hold on.
To be honest with you, it was a really close race in the fact that nobody voted for anything other than Life is Strange. So Life is Strange is indeed the winner by a landslide.
Awesome.
There's only one recorded vote for Galaxy, which was Chris, you poor thing. And Guild Wars 2 got one vote.
Oh, wow. It's not me because I tried that game and it was a disaster performance-wise for somebody who runs an SLI setup. But can you please, Steven, since you're going to close every single nomination,
Yes.
Can I ask you to actually state on record the OverPowered Game of the Noobs 2015 for Best Narrative goes to...
I will if you say the right name, but
I'm sticking for formalities.
best one is Life is Strange.
Yes. Can we move on? I think we're ready. The next section is actually quite interesting.
It's actually another giveaway time.
It's giveaway time. Let's do it. Alucard, it's all yours. Stylo, are you ready to run this thing? That sounds promising.
Bear with us, folks.
Just let Blues Brothers Shredder do it. He looks like he's ready.
You're the man behind
We've got 19 people in the channel. It's absolutely perfect to start the giveaway. And I hope, by the way, Stylo, that you are not pulling me or anybody on the Twitch call out of the Skype call out of the equation because I want my free games as well. And I don't see why I should not be. Was broken. Alright, let's go. Let's get the machine. Alucard, it's all you. Sorry, Alucard, go. Go for it. Every time I play this game.
After a while, they're just gonna start doing that. Like they're doing stance. That's what they're doing in the chat. Let's see. And the winner is.
Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting to see who the winner is.
I know who's the big winner. Who's the big winner?
Gronk
And
Smash.
it's Gronk Smash. Congratulations, Gronk Smash, for getting. What is he getting, Alucard?
It's almost done. Randomness. And you have South Park.
Oh, the Stick of Truth. That's a nice one.
That's been there for a while.
Congratulations, my friend. You are just the lucky winner of South Park the Thief. It's actually a game I've always wanted to play because I love the movie, obviously the series on TV, but there's that French character in the movie that goes.
I'm not surprised you like La Resistance.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. He dies at the end. Spoiler, sorry about that. He dies at the end, the Frenchman, and he goes like, I might die today, but la résistance lives forever.
I'm not surprised in the least. What? You didn't like Token? You racist.
That thing was the best. All right, we are moving to the very next nomination. Again, that's been a topic of a conversation on TeamSpeak. Do we plug this in? Do we not plug this in? And we actually decided that we should plug it in. And the reason is, okay, everybody develops on PC first. And then the market dictates, well, we actually have to step away as a developer from the PC machine. And we're talking about AAA here. We're talking about big studios. And we are going to make sure that those games run super well on PlayStation and Xbox, which we at OPNoobs are not fans of. And then eventually we say, oh, well, we should also release this game for PC. So they toss it back and they throw it back onto the PC platform. We're all excited about it. We are the master race. I said that we've hyphenated. And suddenly we end up with Batman Arkham Knight. So we have a section that is called the nomination for Best Technical Performance, which I think is fair. Now, bear in mind, we didn't consider the indie games too much on this specific nomination just because we're really looking at the games that are trying to cutting edge on top of their games, really pushing your rig if you got some crazy graphics card, which are the nomination for the OverPowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards for Best Technical Performance. Everybody press play. Caitlin, right over at you.
We have Star Wars Battlefront, developed by DICE, voting number 1. We have,
of course,
World of Warships, developed by Wargaming and Lesta Studio. Voting number is 2. We have Call of Duty Black Ops 3, developed by Treyarch. Voting number is 3. And we have Just Cause 3 by Avalanche Studios. Voting number is 4.
So I unilaterally decide. Everybody please vote. The time is now. I repeat the option. If you think Star Wars Battlefront should get in, type 1. If you think World of Warships, type 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, type 3. And Just Cause 3, type 4. I'm going to be the first one to comment on this, because I run an SLI with 2 NVIDIA 980s. Sometimes my gaming experience is at the top. It's just a beautiful thing. And then sometimes it's just awful. I was just talking about Guild Wars 2 and the fact that on an SLI system with 2 high-end graphics card, I cannot play the game. It's just my frames are constantly dropping everything. Then actually, Batman Arkham Knight, I had no personal issues with, which was kind of odd. But Black Ops at 144 frames per second, not dropping once. I haven't seen the frames drop to 143. Single player, obviously, but for me, easily, and I know all these games are pretty decent on PC, that's why we selected them, but for me, it's easily Black Ops, Call of Duty. And I personally did not even enjoy the game. I'm really talking about the performance here. I think it's hats off on the developers from performance standpoint. Anybody else feedback on this? Steven?
I cannot believe I'm about to say this. So, yeah, you already know.
I know.
My overall opinion, like I said before the pre-show, is that Star Wars Battlefront does not need to exist. It is a cash cow that EA is sucking the teeth dry.
Oh, what? You're actually saying what I think you're about to say.
I am, actually. And on top of that, the last time a game had that little in content, it was an alpha indie game.
Ridiculous.
The fact that indie games have more content than a damn AAA game, that's a disgusting, disgusting thing to say. However, of all the games on that list, in my experience that I have played, I hate to say it, but Star Wars Battlefront is passable compared to Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 is absolutely gorgeous, plays really well if you're living in a fantasy world, so I have to go with Star Wars Battlefront because it's a goddamn gorgeous game, even though there's no content to it. Just Cause 3 should not have been released in the
It
state
is.
that
I
it's
gotta give it to you. Like when I started this game, and I started it for the first time, I think last week. I hadn't played because I got sucked into Fallout 4, and so I still gotta try Battlefront. I can just move away from it, and I was blown away. Like graphically, that game is just wow. Chris, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, the graphics in Battlefront are some of the best I've ever seen in a PC game ever, and probably that's true across any console as well, even for the versions that were released on consoles. So without question, it's the best looking game there is. I don't know. I think and it performs beautifully. I've never had a single glitch, a single problem.
After the modding, have you seen that? It looks like film quality. That's
I've heard about the modding. Yeah, I've heard the modding's amazing. I haven't tried it myself, but yeah.
I am not a huge. I am. I like EA. I don't think they're the devil. I don't think they're Activision, but they have some fantastic, brilliant minds that they have absorbed because they are the Borg, and they do that. Westwood, I still miss you, man. But the fact of the matter is, when EA puts out a game, they put out a really, really good showing. Even though everybody hates EA, it is still probably the best looking game. I actually regret that we didn't have write-ins for this quality, or for this this option, because I would have kind of said Witcher 3 personally.
Oh,
no. It was wonderful.
Seconded, definitely.
No way.
Should have been a write-in.
From a performance standpoint, there's no way.
Yes.
Man. Oh, no. That
I'm not using an SLI, and I'm actually using an Alienware laptop, and it ran like butter for me.
That game dropped more times than I could count.
Didn't see it. Well, maybe you shouldn't be rewinding the sex scenes, Fred. You know, maybe
I
that's
love the sex scenes.
I'm just saying.
Anyone who's interested to see the Battlefront, the modded graphics for Battlefront, I put a link in Twitch. Steven's right; they look unbelievable. When you take a look at those, there's no way. I mean, this is absolutely the highest technical achievement that I think I've ever seen in a PC game.
Those mods are actually only post-processing effects too, so it's not even a super hard on your system. It's just a couple filters, and it makes it unbelievable.
That's awesome.
All right, then I guess, are you ready for the nomination, Steven? Are you ready? Are you ready to give the award?
Followed by a giveaway.
You better say right before the giveaway. You better say it right, Steven. Steven, say it right.
Right.
Don't have to. No.
Okay, so the 2015 award winner for Best Technical Performance by a super landslide, with Just Cause 3 coming in with 2, with Call of Duty Blops 3 coming in with 3. I'm sorry, guys. Star Wars Battlefront wins hands down with the majority of votes. So, winner for 2015, Star Wars Battlefront.
And you messed up the name again, but that's okay. It's the very first.
Doesn't matter.
It's the very first Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 Awards that we hosted, probably the last one because it's 2015. But the Overpowered nominees of the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 Awards for Best Technical Performance goes to Star Wars Battlefront. Thank you, Steven. Moving on to the very next section. Wait. Rewind, no man, selecta. We're gonna get to the giveaway. Alucard, right over at you. Stylo, launch the rolling machine.
Launch it.
Launch it. And here we go, giveaway.
My ears need to bleed. Go.
Go, 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 go.
Still irritates me that we lose Lemmy, but we keep Justin Bieber.
Wait, who was it? Oh, we got a
That
double.
machine is so broken.
Wow,
Shenanigans.
When the house tells you can't win.
I feel like that happened the last time too. It's always the same guy who gets the damn game. I feel like your machine is broken, Alucard. It's just broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ah, well. Alright, we're trying this again. We're rolling the machine again. One every time.
That's a new rule.
Sorry, guys.
They make that rule.
We're so weak in this. Oh crap, I was live.
Whoops. It's okay, it's all about the edits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's awesome. E.G. Ryan. Of course, we know E.G. Ryan. He's a good friend of ours. Congratulations, E.G. Ryan, for getting this. Let's move straight up because we've got
wait, it's gonna pick a random game for me, and he won.
Oh,
Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Dragonborn.
Yeah. Sweet. That's a nice little expansion of the Skyrim. Congratulations, Ryan. Yeah, at OPNoobs, we don't give the crappy games out. We give the real stuff, man.
Really, only the slightly crappy games.
Slightly crappy. The stuff from Humble Bundle, selectively crappy.
That's right.
Let's put it this way. Alright, let's move on to the next nomination. An important nomination. We lost Steven. We cannot go without Steven. If Steven doesn't come back, I'm stopping the show.
What? No.
I agree. I mean, come on.
We can't stop now.
There's no way. I just want him to reconnect.
Don't stop believing.
We lost Steven. Skype has been a real hassle tonight.
We'll put. No.
He's busy. Steven is busy.
Busy.
Right, then until Steven comes back,
None of us can hate as much as Steven.
pretty can.
Sure.
Until Steven comes back, we'll watch Benjamin finish up his pizza.
We'll just listen to Fred and how much he loves Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I don't think Steven's gonna be able to put the video on when he shows up. Oh wait,
Steven is
maybe I'm
back.
wrong.
Steven is back, and we can move on to the next nomination. Let's move faster because we've got quite a few left over. The next nomination is obviously a very, very important one, especially to my heart, and it goes a little something like this. The overpowered nominees of the 2015 awards for best art direction go to right over at you, Caitlin. Everybody, press play.
All right. The first one is Galaxy, developed by 17-bit. Voting number is 1. The second is On Ori and the Blind Forest by Moon Studios GmbH. Voting number is 2. Third is Tales of Zestiria by Bandai Namco Studios. Voting number is 3. And the last is Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time by Asteroid Base. Voting number is 4.
All right, who's got anything to say about this? Anyone but Steven Staniszewski. Anyone but Steven Staniszewski going once. Anyone? Oh, here we go. Benjamin, right over at you.
Well, based on what's on the list, I don't know how many people have played Ori and the Blind Forest, but that was just a tremendously beautiful game, both visually and sound-wise. So I'm voting for that. But while I can here, I'm going to say that we got to have some kind of write-in here because there's 2 games in my mind that should be on here that aren't, and that is Witcher 3 and Life is Strange. And like both of those games had tremendous soundtracks that just definitely deserve
art direction.
Yeah, you can take it. Take it to Dan Wheeler. He's responsible for the nominees.
Oh,
I'll send you his email address by the time.
Under the bus.
Under the bus. Steven, anyway, wait. Anybody else before Steven Stanisiewski going once?
I'm gonna say good things, I promise.
Anybody else going twice?
Let him have it.
Steven Stanisiewski.
Ori of the Blind Forest is probably the best looking title I have seen in a very long time. Even though it didn't really come from an indie studio, it's probably going to be the most gorgeous game, and it's going to be a benchmark for a very long time. Yes, I would have liked to see Witcher 3 in this as well, because I'm a fanboy, because I'm Polish, and, represent. But the long and short is, I gotta go with Ori.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Are you Polish?
My last name ends with ski.
Okay, I can't debate that. Anybody else before we get into the voting? I think. Are you ready to give the award out, Steven?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to give the award out.
All right, and the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 for Best Art Direction goes to Steven, right over at you.
It goes to me? Awesome. No, it goes to Ori and the Blind Forest. So that is our official winner for 2015, where we're holding this in 2016. Don't question it.
All right, and it goes to Ori. Congratulations. What's the name of the studio behind Ori, by the way? Do you have any information about that?
That's Moon Studios.
Yeah.
Moon Studios.
Yep.
Is it their first game?
It's not. Here, we can look up a little bit about that.
Yeah, if somebody can do some fact check on that studio, wondering if it's their first game, because it's definitely a game that's made a lot of noise.
Let's see. They're an independent video game development studio founded in 2010 by Thomas Mailer. He was a former cinematic artist at Blizzard Entertainment. And it was also founded by
Activision.
Kennedy Coral. The company mainly focuses on highly refined gameplay mechanics within its products and prides itself on an excessive, iterative polish process.
Very nice. Yeah. All right. Okay, and before we move on to the next nomination, Alucard, must I say
about that time.
It's about that time. As Steven says, this is about the time when we bribe you.
Run it, Stylo. Except Ground Smash.
Reminds me of Broforce.
Yay, bribery.
It's what we do best.
It really is.
But yeah, anybody in the chat, go check out The Hebrew Hammer. It's an amazing, amazing movie. It's worth it.
Oh, I know you get.
Almost.
It almost went to Ground Smash. I thought we agreed you'd pull those out, Stylo. All right, then.
1444. Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir, and you are the lucky winner of.
Wait for it, and it is Flash. No, wait, Crystals of Time.
Sounds fancy. I've never.
I do like time. I do like crystals. It's got to be good.
I promise you guys, if we do a good job in 2016, next year we'll actually give the game that receives the award. I feel like it's a great idea. It would be expensive as hell, but I feel like
by that time we might be making money. Yeah.
Yeah, by that time we might be doing something.
Or whichever comes first.
we'll figure it out. All right, moving on to the next award. In the nominations are going to go the Overpowered nominees of the Noobs 2015 for best. Oh, that's one of my personal favorite. Did we lose Steven again? We lost Steven again. Let me bring him back for score soundtrack. So the music of the game, essentially. Caitlin, everybody press play. Caitlin, right over at you.
Looking for it on the list. Okay. So we have Ori and the Blind Forest by Moon Studios. Voting number is 1. Axiom Verge by Thomas Happ Games. Voting number is 2. And Crypt of the Necrodancer by Brace Yourself Games. Voting number is 3.
Very nice. Until we get Steven back, anybody has anything to say about the music of those games? Thank you, Chris. Right over at you.
Well, yeah, so I know we just talked a whole bunch about Ori and the Blind Forest, but I played that game a lot, and
yeah, he's back. He's back.
Did that just like drop? What was back? It's okay. The chat just hears about giveaways.
Yeah, right?
We good.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you did.
happening in 2 balls.
Balls? I'm literally
Weird.
I feel like, it took us in a new
Skype's doing
dimension.
well.
I can hear a massive echo.
Yeah.
Steven's
Feels
microphone.
like a new dimension.
It's good now.
Wow.
Steven's mic. I think like it's just Steven like hacking into the show. Chris, keep
Yeah,
going.
well, so I'm not sure.
There
I
we
can't
go.
see anybody here, but that's all right. I can hear you guys.
Okay, so it's not just
And
me.
I was going to say, Ori and the Blind Forest had amazing music. Really enjoyed it. Not, obviously playing the game, but the music was so good that they actually released that as a separate download on Steam too. So I think it absolutely deserves, winning in this category. Best soundtrack for sure.
Anybody else on Ori and the Blind Forest? Benjamin. No, we cannot hear you, Benjamin.
Flip.
I think your
Games are fucked. FYI.
the what?
Yeah, webcams are a little screwy.
Something's wrong.
Ignore the boxes.
Something is massively wrong.
It's terribly wrong.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Skype.
Skype went terribly wrong.
Yeah, I think I can't even see what call I'm in. It doesn't even show me as being in a call, but I can hear you.
One moment.
Same.
All right, so I'm glad it's
I
not
guess
just
we
me.
gotta quit out of Skype.
All I see is Steven's mouth smiling.
I'm gonna
There's
quit out of
nothing
this
wrong
call.
with that. And let's do a giveaway.
I bet you'll be the only thing that'll work.
Very nice. I feel like we're coming back, slowly coming back. Should I restart the call? I mean, okay.
Just keep the stream going. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. And we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
Actually back? Wow.
That was, look at that. We screwed up less.
I only see there's wow.
We are slowly regaining our footing.
We need a little stripper to dance for us. Okay, I'll get you one of those little taskbar add-ons. That way it'll just play out.
Hey,
live right now?
Don't knock those. And yes, I think we are.
Everyone look at Han Solo and through his head.
Hey, we're back, guys. What's up?
Awesome. All right. Right. Soundtrack. I have a write-in for this one. It's a board game called Amello, which was a fantastic game, has a great soundtrack, but if I had to pick something, as much as I love Axiom Verge and as much as I enjoy Crypt, gotta go with Ori. It was a wonderful soundtrack. It was very ethereal. It got me right in the mood. It just fit well with the art style. Gotta go with it. Like +1 and then some, honestly.
Yeah,
And
go
for
ahead,
the
Rick.
record, I played it and streamed it back in the day on our channel.
Nice.
Just so you know.
Yeah, Benjamin, go ahead. Fred, we can't hear you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I gotta
No,
follow
why
up
did
with
you have to
Steve and
tell him?
throw in one write-in just before we leave this topic, and it has to be Life is Strange. I know I saw people in the chat also talk about it. It has to be mentioned at least. Damn, that game had a great
That's fair.
soundtrack. It was like half copied a soundtrack, and then half they had a bunch of original music too, which was really good stuff. So just check it out.
So Dan Wheeler, I like to mention that one of our newest best writers is highly dissatisfied with your list of nominees, and he's right. He should speak. He should speak against it. You messed up. Life is Strange should have been in that game.
Oh, you're calling him out, and he's not even here.
I don't know. I feel like he must be. He must be.
That's some cold stuff.
Then let us know if you're here.
Well, I have one other write-in to go into that, and it was a fellow that we talked to earlier. If you go under interviews for music,
I have to agree with Edwin1444. Witcher 3 is a dead horse, but damn, what a soundtrack!
Not a dead horse. It's the same song. It's like 3 actual ambient tunes, and they just.
I feel like it's completely, by the way, I feel like it's completely unfair, unjustified, out of context to call out Fallout 4 because, Diamond City's radio, these are songs from the 50s.
5 songs. I had to mod it to tolerate.
Man, have I been grooving through like post-nuclear Boston with those music from the 1950s to the point that like I'm at the office and I'm humming them along. Like I am humming The Wanderer at the office and people are like, what is wrong?
That's just because that's an awesome song to begin with.
It is an awesome song.
It's freaking awesome. Like that,
I seriously tolerate it though.
It's something, it's noteworthy because sure, there's no one on the team, on the Bethesda team that kind of came together and wrote the music. But still, like there's something to be said about capturing, about how the music plugs itself so well into the gameplay of a post-nuclear universe. What is it? And that's kind of a philosophical question. What is it that creates this connection between a nuclear world and music from the 1950s and makes that an American experience in a way? Like, sure, I'm French, but I've been in the US for 20 years. Like, I know America. I get a feel for it. And me walking through, I'm going to get to you, Steven, walking through Boston with music from the 1950s and zombies attacking me and using my VAT system to get them down. It's epic. It's just freaking epic, and it feels like it feels patriotically good. So go ahead, Steven. After this.
So first off, to answer Gorm, we are the Office cast, okay? So she can stop watching that. She can start watching us. Honestly, my biggest complaint with Fallout 4, and I'm sure when we get to that point, I'll be able to rant more, but I just felt like the songs that were chosen for Fallout 4 were not very inspired. In fact, a couple of them were reused from a previous Fallout game. So there's that. Considering the lore means that it was an offshoot of the 50s, where we had 50s technology and mindset in the 2277 to be exact. I'm not surprised about the 50s thing. Although I will say that I think it was Skeeter Davis, her song about End of the World. God, I can't get that song out of my head. So to a point, I agree with you.
It's a great song, yeah.
And it only makes sense that there'd only be 5 songs because it's an apocalypse, and odds are someone stumbled across a radio station, found a couple of working records, and they play them on, ad infinitum. But I just couldn't stand Fallout 4 without modding the game so that there's 70 some odd more songs, because I got sick of the same 5 songs over and over.
Yeah, and obviously we're totally off topic right now.
Of course we are.
But that's what we do. Alucard.
Giveaway time.
Win.
So it's okay. Giveaway time. Moving on. Stylomax giveaway right before the next nomination, which I would.
Well, we didn't announce a winner. Did we announce the winner?
I believe
we don't need winners.
Steven.
Ori and the Blind
Forest. We still have a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, come on. It's Ori of the Blind Forest is the official best score / soundtrack of 2015.
Agreed.
There was no question about it, honestly. It's a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Agreed. All right.
So it begins.
Stylomax. Roll it.
I gotta be honest with you, with all the issues that we've had so far, this is actually very enjoyable. This is the best award show I've ever had a part in.
We're kicking it.
Truth be told, so am I. It's just, this is fun. We get so wrapped up in how we hate developers and we hate games and we hate how they act toward gamers. This is fun.
It is. That's because we love games.
Yeah.
Gronk's hacking. He's hacking.
Can we just get rid of Gronk? Can we black bat him? Send him off.
And okay. Stylomax, you can you get to mark yourself.
Nice.
James. What kind of
animation.
He
director?
deserves a bone.
Spinning.
Come
Now.
on.
Let me just see what you won.
All right. What did Stylomax, the director of audiovisuals at OPNoobs.com, win? Highly unethical.
You.
I feel like there's a conflict of interest.
Because I put all the games on this random.
I have ethics.
Alucard?
Okay, you won Terra Incognita Chapter 1. What?
Can't complain about that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! And right before we move into the second, so there's 3 sections in the awards. The first section is us being kind of intellectuals and saying, okay, best narrative, best technical, best art direction, all that stuff. Now we are moving into the section of the genres. We are going to select the genres for
You have
sports.
to follow through. Read
Yeah.
the chat. Read the
This is just the Fred category, so he can say "Joel."
Yeah, I'm going to say genres a lot over the next
Genre.
25 minutes.
Yeah,
The genre.
You know,
The
it's just
genre for sport, we're going to cover the best sports game, the best MMO game, the best fighting game, the best RPG game, the best shooter game, and the best strategy game. And between each game, we are going to do a giveaway.
You're going to be honest.
Before we move on to the second section of the interview, and then there's the final section of the interview, which I won't reveal, but it's much shorter and it's...
This isn't an interview, but okay, keep going.
All right. I am going to ask somebody who hasn't spoken much yet.
Nope.
Colt.
I can take a drink.
Colt,
Yeah.
the surprise question of the show. We want a controversial statement
Oh,
of the year from Colt Cortecas. Your most controversial statement of the years for 2015. Something that is going to piss off most of the people in the channel.
Most controversial statement,
And-
2015.
Yes, sir.
I think Fallout 4 is kind of boring.
That was the first one. That was Stevens. You got to give me something
I
new.
don't really-
And a controversial is not kind of boring. You got to go like, this is just bullshit, plain, boring.
oh, so he's just
crappy
trying to stoke
game.
the fires. We're
That
turning
is
into the
controversial.
TMZ of the indie
It's kind
world.
of- yeah. Don't sugarcoat
jeez.
it.
Jeez, you know, I'm not gonna lie. There wasn't a lot I played this year that I really, really hated.
That's very
Um,
controversial there.
Well, yeah, maybe that's it, right? Like, I played a lot of things I really liked this year. Gosh.
Nintendo is better than PC.
No.
That was
He's too nice. We can't do that.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably
We
not
should
a
have
question
had
you want to
a-
ask me. 'cause
During
I'm
the
not really
second
gonna have-
section, I want everybody to think
Virtual
about
reality is the future of gaming.
Should have had a category of traumatization because I would have still voted for that fish embryo one.
All right, we're moving on to the second section,
Nobody
the
will
second
ever
part of
guess.
the show. We gotta keep the game. We gotta keep the show
Yeah, we gotta
rolling.
keep this moving a little bit here.
Okay, so I already know which one is going to be my selection, but without any further delay, everybody press play for
Play.
overpowered nominees of the Noobs 2015 Awards for Best Sports Game. Caitlin, right over at you.
Madden.
Sports racing or sports?
I don't know, just whatever you want.
Okay, so we have Rocket League, developed by Psyonix, voting number 1. Then we have WRC5, BL World Rally Championship by
Type two.
Kyloton Racing Games, voting number 2. Project Cars, developed by Slightly Mad Studios, voting number 3. NBA 2K16, developed by Visual Concepts, voting number 4. And Blood Bowl 2 by Cyanide Studios, voting number 5.
All right, and please everybody vote. If somebody can remind the voting code for this specific section in the chat, somebody like the director of social media and communication, that would be great. Somebody with a lot of posters on the wall, that would be great. And does anybody have anything to say about either of these games?
you, Chris.
Myself, Fred, I will start. I think that everybody's gonna say Rocket League, which I think is.
How about if I say League
Which
Rocket?
I don't. I personally. This is my controversial statement of the night. Rocket League is not a PC game; it's a console game, and if you like it, it came out on PC. Fine, great. They also ported it on Steam. This is not the stuff you play on a gaming rig. This is the stuff you play on a couch with your Xbox on PC. I know, Chris, you're gonna plan it, but so I don't think it's Rocket League, and I don't think Rocket League takes everything home tonight. Not on the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards, and I will not be pressured by the people in chat to give Rocket League of those little awards because hey, it's an indie game, it's a big hit, and we all played it on our couch. And admit it, you played it on PlayStation, you played it on Xbox, you did not play on PC. That's why you had fun with your friends. So it goes to Project Cars, which is a great game, a fantastic sports game, and it was able to actually get our attention in a race car game, which is so difficult. Everybody talked about the crew this, the crew that, the crew this, the crew that again. And at the end of the day, the one game that amazed us all for the production value, the entire kind of leveling setup, the game is absolutely great to play, a lot of fun, beautiful. It's Project Cars. And that, my friends, is a game for PC. So now that hands are raised, Chris Kellogg has a lot to say.
Okay, so let me just...
Wait. No, you have to. Not so easily. Paris, what do you think? Back me up on this, Paris.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. No, I got the push the talk thing. Okay, no, I'm sorry, Fred. I love Rocket League so much. Yeah, it's I have to disappoint you here because no, it's a very sports games. You want to have a lot of control. It would be at the height of interactivity to produce a good sports game. And Rocket League is just, it's pure physics engine. We'll throw a ball in there and we'll have the people have the power to go straight in a straight line, and extremely fast-paced straight line. And it was very well put together. Like, there was hardly any issues, glitches with it.
You played it on PC?
On PC, yeah. And the best part about it is that it's so easy to get other people, new players, invested and get them to understand and to actually play competently at this sort of game.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start with the comment about how you say it's not.
So I just wanted to put a buffer.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
explain why you're wrong. It'll be better for everybody. And
like this guy. Let's keep Chris.
Okay. So this company, Psyonix, that develops Rocket League, they're primarily developers for the Unreal Engine, and they contributed to Unreal Tournament 2004, as well as Unreal Tourney 3, Bulletstorm, Homefront, Mass Effect 3, XCOM, Gears of War. Some of those are console crossovers, but most of those are really big, PC heavyweights. And Rocket League came out for PC first. That's the other thing I think is worth noting.
I hate you right now because you're actually giving me technical facts that
I'm going to
shut me up.
Why it is a PC game, and then I'm going to explain it.
You're basically telling me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Explanation of why you're wrong.
It just I have a confession to make. I have never played Rocket League.
Oh, typical. So typical.
Oh, wow.
Dash it. You don't have to play.
And actually,
you're talking about a game you don't.
I look at it
You're
as
just disappointed by things you've never tried, which makes sense.
That's me. That's totally me. And
Let me just finish up here. Just to take 5 seconds. Rocket League was huge for just gaming in general because it brought this amazing competitive spirit and a sports-like feeling to a game in a way that I think had never been brought to a game that wasn't actually about sports, even compared to games that are about real sports. And Rocket League soccer with cars, which is the dumbest idea in the world, into this fascinating, fun, impossibly hard to master game that I never ever don't enjoy playing. And also, they put a techno sound.
Okay, you love Rocket League. We get it, Chris. I have to quote a few people in the chat because, first of all, the head of Ethics Gaming, Gorm.
I'm gonna go teach
I think that one is precious. Gorm, the head of Ethics Gaming. Thank you, Ethics Gaming, for hosting us on your TeamSpeak. We seriously appreciate it. Says I'm renaming Fred's office in TeamSpeak to Fool's Corner.
He does Project Cars.
And then the second guy, which I don't know, I don't know that guy, but he said Fred should just shut the. And I said, Rocket wins. Fred should be quiet.
you managed to be controversial on your own. I don't think you need.
Yeah. And then I get it. Fred, go. Fred, play rock. Okay, I got a nice. Thanks, Rake. Yes, Steven, you know I see you. Like you don't need.
I know you do.
Heads up. And the fact
You
that
know.
you put your hands up makes me. You're the Sherman when you do it.
I'm gonna cut him off.
Alucard, go.
Do jazz hands.
Let jazz hands. I just want to say one thing. It always amazes me how much you can hate a game you've never played.
Yes,
That's
right
it.
And then eventually,
That's it.
And then like 2 weeks later,
Go,
he made
Steven.
everybody pass. This game is amazing.
Oh my god, I love it.
Steven.
I love how everybody calls on me just so I can deliver the coup de grace. The fact of the matter is, as much as I like Rocket League, and as much as I like RC cars,
There's hope.
and as much as I hate agreeing with Fred,
Project Cars, man.
no, because Project Cars actually showed their true colors and screwed over all the AMD players
Does it do?
and all the ones that don't use NVIDIA. So I cannot go with Project Cars.
Should not use anything else other than NVIDIA.
I agree, because I also use NVIDIA. But the truth of the matter is, if a company is going to screw a certain hardware loadout, I can't support that. However, I have very deep love for Mutant League football. And I loved the living shit out of Blood Bowl tabletop.
Make a good point.
And so, I absolutely adore Blood Bowl 2. Simply because I couldn't give two shits about NBA 2K16. And I don't really care about World Rally, and Project Cars was fun, but it wasn't fun to keep my attention. Rocket League, however, is the kind of game that you can pick up and play, and you can hammer through a couple of matches, and you can feel like a kid again, because you've got an RC car and you're hitting stuff, and they've got the DeLorean, come on. But personally, I gotta go with Blood Bowl, because I love the hell out of Blood Bowl.
I can tell Chris is really pissed off by my car.
He is. He's
not pissed off. I had to adjust my pants. You're right, that'll let out all that steam.
Alright, then Steven, what would you say is the overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards based on the votes that we got for best sports game? Steven, and Steven, don't be subjective. This has to be factual.
Well,
actually, we have to look at how people
so
voted.
back to the Steve Harvey on this one. No, unfortunately, the votes are misleading and stupid, but I gotta go with Rocket League, even though Blood Bowl 2 should have won. Rocket League wins just because it has, for the better part of 2015, completely steamrolled over the competition in regards to sports. It came out late in the year, and it was a huge, explosive title, and it basically carved a niche at the end of.
Steven, we just want you to give the award.
He's taking the.
I know he's taking full advantage of the situation.
I'm trying to point out that Fred is totally wrong for dumping on a game he's never played.
And the overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards for best sports game officially goes to Rocket League. Alucard, you know what's coming? Alucard, do you know what's coming?
Giveaways!
Giveaways! I know! Thank you, Paris. Stylo, right over at you. Let's see that machine wheel. It's spinning. Stylo, you gotta give us the winner.
We have so many turns.
Just when you see the video, just pop it.
It's kind of sad, Alucard, that this is your best contribution to OPNoobs.
Oh, thank you.
That's not.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do? It's okay. What I'm gonna do is just nothing this upcoming week and see how.
As long as you keep that.
I want to see how things go.
It takes some hours to put together that wall, Fred. What do you think? Come on.
And it goes to Enjoy 7. Enjoy 7, you've got a fancy game from our Humble Bundle
Yes,
shop.
and that game is This thing keeps spinning. And a fistful of gun.
Actually, a good game.
All right. So the next nomination is so controversial.
Congratulations.
The next nomination is so controversial because I feel like it's a genre that really doesn't speak to anybody else anymore. That's why I'm going to leave the show.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So now that Fred is
Coming back, Steven, don't you even try. The next nomination, guess the overpowered nominees of the Noobs 2015 for Best MMO goes. Well, here's the list of nominees. Caitlin, right over at you.
All right, so we have Marvel Heroes 2015, developed by Gazillion Entertainment, voting number 1. We have Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns, developed by ArenaNet, voting number 2. Final Fantasy Heaven's Ward by Square Enix, that is voting number 3. Divillion by Blue Hole Geno Games, voting number 4. And Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire, BioWare, voting number 5.
All right, everybody, please start voting. You've got the voting code. Alucard, if you Alucard left. If somebody can copy paste back into the channel the voting system, everybody, please vote. Steven, pay attention. And I've got quite a few things to say before I pass the microphone about the MMOs. First of all, Guild Wars 2. I absolutely loved Guild Wars 2 when it came out. The original release, I think 2012 or 13, I forget, just a couple years ago. It almost successfully pulled me away from World of Warcraft for good. It was great. I had a great experience. I feel like they totally messed up the end game of that game because they had me. Like when I capped, I forgot about WoW and I was ready to go. And they were so close, yet so far because they didn't keep the game interesting enough to keep me going, not organized enough. I didn't have enough of a sense of progression by the time I capped. When they announced the expansion, it already had been a couple years since I had touched that game, and I got excited. I played it, and I felt like it was a disaster. Technically, just everything, no innovation, I was very disappointed. So I would definitely not, my nomination doesn't go to Guild Wars at all. Then I think Final Fantasy, I'm actually one of the few who does not like that game at all. I've given it more than a shot. I've played it on several counts. There's something way too flashy, first of all, about that game. To me, it's way too flashy. And the action really isn't what I expect out of an MMO. It feels it's an Asian MMO, and there's not, just like nothing wrong with that, but I'm not a fan of Asian MMOs, and I feel like there's a real difference between US MMOs and Asian MMOs, and just didn't catch me either. So it doesn't go there. Divillion, and I haven't played it, seems like to me that would be the most interesting one out of what came out based on the stuff we've looked into for OPNoobs.com. So that's my introduction. I'd like to get people's feedback before we get into the voting. Please, people, keep voting. We've got a lot of 5s. Before I get to you, Steven, I'm going to call on somebody who hasn't spoken much. And Colt, I'm not sure if you play MMOs at all.
I haven't played a single MMO all year.
Okay, fair enough. Caitlin, you're always doing introductions. Have you played any of those MMOs?
You know what? I haven't, but, the only MMO I've played this year was, I guess you can't even count Heroes of the Storm, but I also played Firefall, which is an indie game, but it's older, so.
Okay. Paris? Anything?
I'm gonna join these two on the boat of not playing much MMOs.
All right, yeah, that's what I mean. Like MMO is kind of dead right now. It's
well, no, because with an MMO, usually you make a commitment. Like you get into something that you like, and then you spend so much time on it, and you have fun, and you join the community, you have friends there. So honestly, I don't expect that many new MMO players to keep popping up.
Yeah, or there's going to be one and it's going to suck everybody in and no one else is going to play anything else. Benjamin.
Yeah, so I don't play a ton of MMOs, not since World of Warcraft, which just let's not even talk about that. But I got to justify my vote a little bit with number 5. I heard Steven mention it earlier, but for the few people that actually still play Old Republic, they really treat their fans right, and they make good stuff, and it's worth trying. If you've ever played that game and you liked it, they do good stuff. I stopped playing for a while, and then I came back with this new expansion to try it out, and it's pretty good stuff.
Why do you think it failed to be the success that it thought it would be? Because I kind of agree with you. That game had it right. It's
good. I think it just, with MMOs, it's partially timing. World of Warcraft was still too popular. It's too hard to pull people away.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be a timing thing. All right, Steven, and give us the award, actually, Steven, as well.
I gladly will. So this is probably the biggest surprise I've ever seen, but let me throw my 2 cents in first. As someone that bought the Darth Malgus Collector's Edition and saw the Old Republic die a terrible death, and then somehow pull itself back from the brink, I am actually baffled to see how it happened, because I even left for a while, and then I came back before the new content, and I was absolutely floored at how it was a pick-up-and-play type of game. If I wanted to quest with other people, I could. If I didn't want to quest with other people, I didn't have to. For all intents and purposes, as much as I wish there was a KOTOR 3, this is probably going to be it, and, there's no question about it. Which is strange, because I actually expected there'd be a question, but it was almost unanimous, with a couple of people going for Final Fantasy. The 2015 OPN award winner for Best MMO is, amazingly enough, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Right? Yep. Congratulations. I'm baffled too.
I'm actually baffled about it, but I'm glad, as one of the apparently 6 or 7 people that still play the Old Republic.
Are still on the chat
too, and are still on the chat. See, that's the problem. Nobody's on the servers right now. They're all here. So
talking about the chat and talking about bribing people. Now that we've got the Best MMO award, Alucard, you want to say something?
Are you ready? No, but the people in the chat actually have to say yay, or else we're not going to do it. Yay!
I guess you can just leave.
All right, Stylo, run that.
All right, Stylo, I hope you got this thing. Oh. Here you go, Stylo Max members. Give us the winner, because we are not saying it. Love that game to giveaway time.
Alright, let's see. Who is this? I'll say who? OT Band. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations. That's my boy OT.
He was supposed to be here, but Fred kicked him off.
I didn't know such thing.
You did. I saw you.
Alright. And our good friend OT wins Company of Heroes to the Western Front Armies.
Very nice.
Right,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Aren't you glad you got kicked off now?
I'm going to ask everybody on the Skype call to think really hard about a question we're going to ask after the next section. And that is, what do you wish to be announced in 2016? Wait, that's for the next section. I want everybody to think about this during this current nomination, and so we can quickly go through it. What do you wish to be announced in 2016 after the overpowered nominees of the Noobs 2015 awards for Best Fighting Game? Caitlin, right over at you.
We have Mortal Kombat X, NetherRealm Studios, High Voltage Software.
Great.
That is voting number 1. We have Dragon Ball Xenoverse by DIMPS, and that is voting number 2. We have Dead or Alive 5, Last Round, by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo Games. And then we have Guilty Gear XRD Sign by ArenaNet. That is voting number 5. And Dead or Alive is voting number 4.
I'm sorry, Gorm, for kicking you off.
Are there 4 in the list? I believe
There's only 4 that I see.
Mortal
on
Kombat is
Fighting.
1, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is 2, Dead or Alive 5, Last Round is 3, and Guilty
That's
Gear
3 and 4. I missed up
Must have.
saying it.
That's okay.
It's okay.
All right, so
It's a weird lineup.
everybody please vote. Everybody please vote now. And let me ask the big question that's also the conversation starter. Mortal Kombat. Success or disappointment? Steven, keep that hand raised for the next 3 minutes.
I'm gonna say amazing things that you're not.
I know you are. I know you're just gonna kill it. Mortal Kombat. Was it everything we wanted? Or was it a big disappointment? Alucard.
Oh, here we go. I was like, why is it mic on? All right, what was that?
What a jerk.
Hey, I'm not a jerk. I'm here organizing keys, all right?
Okay, Alucard, Mortal Kombat. Did it suck or not?
Are we talking about the PC port?
Oh, that's the problem.
I don't know. How much of a fanboy are you?
I'm not. That's why I ask. I have no
Okay, so let me ask you, Fred. How much do you love Mortal Kombat X? Because that's probably how everybody else feels.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it didn't make much noise. They were hoping for a competitive scene to arise, from what I'm getting, and I don't know that it has.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I think it was a better release on consoles. I'm talking about this one specific game. Okay, Fred? One game.
Sure. I'm chill.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's fun, I guess, for the first 20 minutes, and then it's just repetitive. See,
Okay, yeah.
Steven's ready. Steven can just finish and just decimate this.
Hi, Steven, you have so much to say, and we need to move on anyway. Steven,
Man,
close it.
2015 was not good for PC gamers when it came to ports. Man, we got
I'm sorry.
there's I think that's what Dude Bro Shredder was about to get at, and it just sucked. I mean, I'm sorry. My personal opinion is the ports for Mortal Kombat X. I bought it. I enjoyed it for like 10 minutes, and then I realized it's better on console.
That's what people are saying in chat. Yeah, that's what people are saying in chat. Is
It's
MK
just
is always better on console. Thanks, Steph.
yeah, it just is. So
Okay.
my vote's got to be Guilty Gear.
So who gets it, Steven? Chris.
What? Yeah, I was just gonna say, kind of a weird result. I just counted things up, and it looks like Guilty Gear, but I don't want to take it. I don't want to take it from Steven.
Yeah, you do.
I kind of do a little bit.
No, the official winner for 2015 for the category of Best Fighting Game is with a pretty good landslide. Guilty Gear XRD.
Yeah. Fair enough. And we've got a fantastic review by Dan Wheeler, a fantastic writer that we appreciate on the website. Go check it out. All right, we're going to move on, but before we move on, he's got a name. He doesn't have a last name. He wears a funky hat. And he's Alucard.
You guys know exactly what time it is. It's time for Fred to delete his Fallout file. All right, so no, I'm gay. Whoa.
It's like 120 hours. No, I can't do that.
I think not.
Fred doesn't have that much time. It's a lot less hours than that.
Oh, she said you're a poser. Start it.
Here we go. I know.
All right.
Let me tell you something, Alucard. No, I'm not. I know, what do you got? It's game key, giveaway time. There's 23 people in chat who are still with us. By the way, I'd like to say we almost hit a record. Oh, the great right, DJ Sketch is with us. He's with us. DJ Sketch, an OPN streamer who might come back. I feel like he's coming back. He's slowly crawling back to the OPN team. DJ Sketch, we love you, man. Come back. We're sorry about what Steven did. Come back.
We'll be saying
I just begged him for getting banned for like a month. That's all. I didn't do anything bad.
For the GTA scene. And GTA is coming, DJ Sketch. We did not forget about GTA.
Did everybody just ignore the winner?
Yeah, we
It was
did.
It was DJ Sketch. All right, we've got 26 people in chat.
And you say congratulations.
We very much appreciate your support. This is a very big success, even though we arrived very, very late. The show actually sucks, and I don't know if it's because we're bribing you.
No, this show is awesome sauce.
This show's the bomb.
It's the
Awesome.
bomb. You're sticking around. You're loving it. Maybe it's Steven. Maybe
It's always me.
It's
That's
always-
why everybody's here. Actually,
That's what I hate.
DJ Sketch is my
Move it. We
boss.
should even
Pick
move
up
it. Next
the salt.
category.
stick
Oh,
around.
just so you know, DJ Sketch, you got also a copy of Portal 2. I didn't know we had another
So
one.
I like to say that I don't want to be biased, but we're getting pretty much into the most important genre of the year, and I feel like if on this one I do not get in my way, I might abruptly stop the Skype call.
Oh, damn.
I'm just adding a little degree of pressure for you guys to vote my way on this.
Man, I thought the
So
GOP
honestly,
was
if you
Fred's just gonna take his ball and go home.
if you, I mean, yeah, I mean,
he
like,
wants.
if you don't agree with me on this, you've got some serious
I'm
issues.
so glad I don't
And I-
have.
I
You
feel
know
like-
what? I'm just
Well,
gonna
Steven,
sell
you can't be
Final
I feel
Fantasy.
this is
Sell
a
Final
little-
You've seen his stance on other political games.
right.
I feel like there's a little leg room for disagreement, but it is so narrow that like I would like to do a highlight, a nomination. Yeah, that game was great. People love it. Baldur's Gate, all that crap. But at the end of the day, the one who gets it should be fairly obvious. It blew me away. And without any further delay, I'm going to pass the microphone to the lady of the OPNoobs community, the pillar of the community, for the overpowered.
Peter?
No.
Just nod. Just nod.
Just not Peter O'Brien. I'm talking about Caitlin Manka. The overpowered nominees of the Noobs 2015 for Best RPG.
Oh.
Caitlin, right over at you.
Starting off with The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, developed by CD Projekt Red. That is voting number 1.
Ooh.
Pillars of Eternity by Obsidian and Paradox, voting number 2. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD by Square Enix and Hexadrive, voting number 3. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut by Inexile Entertainment, voting number 4. Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition by Larian Studios, voting number 5. And Undertale by Toby Fox, voting number 6.
All right, this is okay. Big controversies here. I'm gonna drop a couple bombs. The Wasteland, whatever you said, the Wasteland and the original Divinity, whatever you said. Again, moneymakers. Raise your flags, moneymaker. Hey, we did a great game. It sold a lot of copies. Why don't we upgrade the graphics and actually put an inventory system that works by 2015 standards and make a whole lot more money again just because we like to rip people off? This is what is competing against The Witcher 3. And to some degree, because they brought back Baldur's Gate in a way that motivated a whole new generation of gamers, Pillars of Eternity. So I bow. I tried Pillars of Eternity. I gave it a good 10 hours. Too old school for me, but I bow to it. I feel like there's artists. I also bow to Divinity Original Sin for the original game that came out. I felt like, okay, so Pillars of Eternity come out, and comes this other studio from France, by the way, and they do something very, very decent, which is Divinity Original Sin. But then they release it again just to make money grabbers. They remind me of Blizzard in 2015. Just people who went corrupt. They lost something. And then you've got Wasteland 2 type of thing too, that's like, it's just, okay, director's cut, let me remake that. Let me make some, maybe 2-3 more millions so I can just go to on a vacation or do something. Like, I'm not innovating, I'm not doing anything great, I'm not challenging my studio. I'm just rinse and repeat. Let's make a couple more dollars. So no, I think the choice is so obvious. The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 3. Everybody, please. Okay, I see a lot of ones in the channel, so I feel like. What's 6, by the way, Caitlin?
Undertale.
Oh my God!
I told you.
The power of Tumblr compels
Undertale
you.
versus The Witcher 3. Undertale versus The Witcher 3. This is epic. I am before
All right.
Benjamin.
If you guys want more giveaways, don't choose The Witcher.
Before I let Benjamin defend Undertale, with Benjamin, I know you
The
also
Witcher
love.
winning by one.
By the
vote.
way,
Wow.
I believe it's you, Benjamin, who did the review for the DLC. I'm gonna let you guys speak. I promise you, I'm done. This is just one nomination that's really close to my heart because.
Go away, Fred.
No, because I mean, I've.
Oh, that's what the chat says.
Yeah. I have worked on OPNoobs.com 90% of my game time this year, and there's those 10% which completely sucked me out of developing the company, and that's Geralt of Rivia. He just took me, and at first I was critical. At first I was like, oh, I don't like this RPG. Then something clicked, and The Witcher totally engulfed me, and I was hooked. Hooked to the point that for a couple of weeks, I didn't give a crap about anything. I just wanted to
on that game for as long as you played.
At first, I hate
those 120 hours.
No
was
other
first
RPG did that for me, and that's a big statement since Final Fantasy VII, the original release. For me, The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece, and
Witcher's still only winning by one vote over Undertale.
Awesome. Thanks for keeping the facts. I'm gonna before I give the microphone, Steven, you're gonna speak last. I tell you right now, but I said,
dude, I'm Polish. I have the right.
You're speaking last because you're Polish and you did not like.
Let the Polish speak.
But
so many
I am going to.
I'm wrong. It's a tie.
I'm gonna.
Alucard just tied it. Oh wait, Caitlin, are you 5 or 6? Choose.
What's going on?
Oh no!
You cannot vote twice. You cannot vote twice. I haven't voted. I have not voted.
You are exempt from voting,
That
actually.
includes your vote. I already put you down for Witcher.
There it goes. Benjamin, go ahead, defend Undertale.
Oh, well, I can't defend it entirely. I have not beaten the game. I'm still working my way through for the review. I just wanted to hop on board and say that I apologize to every other game this year because you picked the wrong year to come out for this category. It's just you can't compete with The Witcher 3. It was just the best RPG. It was.
I mean, Benjamin is so right.
Sorry, guys, but
I'd just be repeating myself.
I think you're gonna have to announce the winner now.
No. We're sticking. RPG was the biggest category this year. We're spending time on this, Chris. Paris.
Tell you something.
Okay. I will reluctantly admit that The Witcher 3 deserves its title, okay? I will admit this. But, like, for all that just emotions and narrative and just coming together and investing the players, I would personally put Undertale above it because Undertale is the game, right? Out of all of these, where there are just so many people who they play through and they get one ending that's just so beautiful and like so heartfelt that everyone just refuses to go for the bad ending, refuses to pursue the bad ending.
I'm outraged.
So this is a role-playing game. This is a role-playing game. You role-play. You invest so much of your heart in it. It's like, oh, I don't actually want to like ruin this. I feel something for the characters, and that's a huge achievement. And then on the other side, it also has this competitive edge where like some people will pursue that ending, the tedious, the long-winded, the murderous and dark and horrid ending, just to be able to see it. And they are also equally invested, and I feel so strongly for this. This is like
so. Paris, what's your final decision? What's your final decision?
Okay.
You don't have to raise your hand. You're ready to go, man.
This is awesome.
No, don't hurt yourself. Undertale. Undertale is like this beautiful
So
movie.
you're spitting on The Witcher and you're going for the Undertale.
I don't know if he's spitting on The Witcher.
Undertale is the beautiful movie. It's the thing that invests me. It's the thing I want to watch when I want to feel good or when I want to feel bad. But on the other hand, Witcher 3 advantage in the realm of role-playing games is it's like you're truly living a thick, fat, content-filled fantasy novel, just filled with so much like beauty and characters and depth that it does deserve the title, but I would always choose to play Undertale first. That is my stance on it.
Colt.
I actually beat Undertale all the way through. That was one of the few games I got this year of my own accord. And I gotta say, between Undertale and Witcher 3, Witcher 3 to me, I watched a bunch of stuff about it before it came out, and it just seemed kind of like the same tired old RPG story I've seen 1,000 times, with here's this kind of brooding guy, and he's out to save the world from all these monsters and everything, and to me, I don't know, that it might be epic, but it's been done 1,000 times before, and for me, it's boring. It's a boring out concept. Maybe that's my controversial statement of the year.
That is, you're going to wait. Caitlin.
I'm the only one that's going to agree with you, Fred. You should call him.
I'm finishing with you. I am finishing with you, my friend. Caitlin.
I'm going to come from the angle of Fred, who talks about games he's never played. Okay? So, I haven't played The Witcher or Undertale.
You're fired.
But I do have friends, and I do watch a lot of commercials. The Witcher is the brand name thing that people want to shove down your throat. You hear about it from every, a pop-up ad. You hear about it from the Steam
That's
ads
Assassin's
that
Creed.
pop by.
I totally disagree. That's Assassin's Creed.
No, it's not. It's not on the level of Assassin's Creed. It looks beautiful. It looks like something I want to play. I've never seen a single ad for Undertale.
No, I gotta fight you. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you on this, Caitlin, because actually, CD Red Project is one of the last big studio with still the indie soul to do. They do something big. It's
I didn't say anything was wrong with it. I'm saying what I've seen is I've seen a lot about it, but what I haven't seen about the other one is the one I hear about from word of mouth, and we're a community that recommends things to people through word of mouth. We tell people what we love. We tell people what we played. But when it comes down to it, people do that in the regular world too. And everyone has been telling me about Undertale. Everyone wants me to play it. I will play it because everybody's telling me
I don't think The Witcher is as generic as Caitlin and Colt make it out to be. And I feel like you're portraying it in a light it's like you're talking about, I'm sorry to say, Steven, and that's actually, you make it sound like it's Assassin's Creed. You make it sound like it's totally mainstream, big studio. It's not. I feel like CD Red Project still is that one last studio that holds true to its vision, to its creativity. The watercolor in that game is absolutely the watercolor effect. It's just, you can feel the artist have not been contained by Activision like Blizzard has over the past year. It's a studio that remained true to its form and evolved with a game in a way that's done right and beautifully. So I
say the most controversial thing of the night? Because Fred, you would have us believing that.
Because I feel like you're portraying The Witcher and the studio behind The Witcher, more importantly, in a very capitalistic way. It's not. These guys are artists, and they're doing exactly what we want indie studios to do. You're biting your fingers, Steven. I see it, but I need you to close this show. So I'm gonna have Benjamin say something else before you get to speak.
I'll be quick, Steven, I promise. Really quick.
I'm the Pollock here, damn it.
I know, and I want to hear what you have to say, so I'll be quick. Just to those of you on what Fred just said, all of your criticisms on almost every AAA game are applicable. I understand, we're all bitter, we're used to being screwed over by these big companies. This is just exactly what we would wish that they would all do. It's not generic. All of the small things, they're not just glossed over like most AAA games. All of those little details are given so much heart and soul. the little side quests. Like, it's the kind of immersive experience where you can just go wandering and just get immersed in, like, oh, look, there's something really interesting happening. And it's not just some, like, kill 10 boars quest. It's actually a living, breathing world.
It's not Fallout.
Like, it's not the generic AAA. Like, it's not the generic AAA that you're all thinking it is. You're conditioned to be bitter. I'm conditioned to be bitter. Give it a shot because it's not what you think it is.
I mean, I'm going to close with you, Stephen, but he said it. Benjamin, you spoke my heart. Stephen.
So, as the only Polish person in OPNoobs, I can say that before the games ever existed, before CD Projekt Red ever existed, the books existed. It is not the same old, same old. The story of Geralt and Yennefer and all the other characters. Honestly, this is a story about one man going to chase to the ends of the earth, to hell and back, to find his daughter. That is not a story you hear all the time. That is not a story of the big bad evil has to be beaten by the big bad good guy. That is not a story that is common. We haven't talked at all about the first Witcher and the second Witcher games, both of which were extremely different in mechanic, and yet they still furthered the same storyline, which is Geralt, a guy who died, came back to life through some interesting means, and kept on this singular quest to find his daughter, who wasn't even his blood daughter. Ciri was a major theme throughout all the games, because it was all based on the books. It's not a spoiler if it's one of the best damn games ever. CD Projekt Red is the one Cinderella tale of a indie developer going mainstream and still keeping a soul. So for that reason, I absolutely love The Witcher. Beyond all that, again, gotta represent Poland. I love the books. I actually have a wolf medallion that I occasionally wear. I am not beyond saying that. And I really don't get the love for Undertale. If you want something controversial, Undertale is cosplaying as the Mother series to me. I didn't really see a big deal about Undertale. I really still don't see a big deal about Undertale.
Sorry, Paris.
I don't get what the love is. I think Tumblr got a hold of Undertale and loved the fact that everybody's hugging each other for attacks. They went nuts with it.
Is the stream still going?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on.
But here's the thing. As much as I want to rip on Undertale, the fact is we need to be unbiased. And this is not anything that I would have ever expected. But for 2015, for Best RPG, the winner Undertale has won with a good portion of the votes, of the closest thing that we've had, but everybody voted for Undertale. Probably because Fred pissed people off, but mostly because apparently Undertale did something that resonated with people. In a world where
The Witcher's just lost.
It's been counted, and yes, Fred, The Witcher lost to Undertale.
Are you sure? Because it's Are we sure?
I double checked it.
Go wake up my wife right now.
I double checked it, and I triple checked it, and as much as it pains me to say it, and we lost like 7 people probably because of it.
Yeah, we might.
Undertale won. And the reason being, Undertale, for some inexplicable reason, spoke to gamers that were in this chat and in this call in some way, shape, or form. And it's proof positive that as much as The Witcher 3 is a gorgeous, polished game, Undertale, as simplistic as it is, somehow managed to win.
Yeah, I guess I have to go play Undertale. I mean...
And on that note, I'm going to interrupt because you guys been jammering so long.
Right?
And 2 giveaways. That's what's happening right now.
Whoa.
We're doing back-to-back giveaways.
That's right.
Random.
We're almost done. We can count on 20 minutes before we announce the game of the year, we're gonna keep that schedule going. We'll get you guys out of Twitch within the next 25 minutes. So we're gonna rush through the shooters, the strategy. That was a big one, RPG. So we wanted to go through it.
Car. Run it.
Run it.
I'm gonna run it again.
He ain't care.
All right.
Did you say he's going to do
I love how everybody just pop right back in.
I love how a lot of people got pissed off. They're like, what?
We lost like 7 people and they all popped back.
Like, oh, wait a minute.
Wait,
that time.
You'll get another copy of Arkham Knight, Chris.
Oh, hooray.
Believe it or not, I've never watched.
Don't worry, it's fixed now.
Like my ass.
And Silo, who did he go to? Stitchwit gets.
Really?
Congrats, Stitchwit.
Oh, that's why. I'm on the lag. I'm like, how did you know?
Yeah, Stitchwit. All right, we gotta get moving.
Congratulations. That is a random key.
I'm gonna move
We
on.
don't even know the game. No. He's gonna run it back again.
He's running.
Because we gotta make up for lost time. We were talking for 20 minutes.
Benjamin was like,
What is this?
You never know when you can simply win a game on your own show.
Yeah.
If Undertale won, honestly, that just baffles me. But I gotta announce it as it's called, you know. I could have pulled the Steve Harvey.
yes, you could have. Steven, thanks for giving it. Steven, I feel like Steven, you gave it your best shot to defend me, and if people shows up,
It wasn't defending you. It's for the show.
I won it.
sit at me.
Oh.
Stylo, who got it?
No. Run it again, because I can't do it.
No. You got it. No, you deserve it.
You know what? So I'll pick a random person chat right now.
Yeah, alright.
That goes.
I mean, if you're
We're gonna go quick, guys, because there's I think we might even skip the section. But okay, alright. Are you guys ready for the overpowered nominees of the 2015 awards for Best Shooter Game? Important one. Best Shooter Game. Caitlin, right over at you.
Alright, we have Star Wars Battlefront by DICE. That is voting number 1. Then we have Call of Duty Black Ops 3 by Treyarch. That is voting number 2. And then we have Verdun by M2H and Black Milk Games. That is voting number 3.
So many games for Verdun.
Right? It's almost like it's just the same person.
It's almost like it's
One guy over there. That's so weird.
It's a double winner right there for today.
What are we,
Okay.
Florida? How are we counting these again?
We gotta go quickly, but here's the reasoning. Call of Duty Black Ops, big outside of the performance, massive disappointment. I love last year's the whole Kevin Spacey type of thing. Great game. This one, I feel like it's kind of the type of games that like maybe they're preparing for a big one next year and they just rushed it. Just awful, plain awful. Star Wars Battlefront, I think, Steven, you already kind of spoke about it and you said the right things about it. Chris feels the same way. Chris, I let you speak. We'll move quickly. Verdun,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll finish. Verdun is, sure, it's flawed. It's not perfect like Star Wars Battlefront, obviously. This is a small studio, a very small studio. But this is a game that managed to, it's an indie game if you guys don't know it, managed to sell 300,000 copies. It's a game that's anchored in history in a way that's very true to its form. It's a game that plays well, that has hardcore communities playing it, and it's just proof of what the indie scene can become with just a couple guys. I'm all for that. I think that's the biggest achievement coming from an FPS standpoint. It is by far the biggest achievement we've seen this year in the genre. So Yeah, hands down, Verdun. And if you don't know it, don't vote Star Wars Battlefront. Don't vote Call of Duty, which is just pretty much status quo of all the crap we see and that we don't really support. And vote for Verdun because that is the spirit that we hope the indie scene will capture moving forward. Chris.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing about Verdun, that it's I've had a chance to play it, and it not only, like you said, it's stunning visuals for such a small team, but it's actually a genuinely new FPS, and it's very rare that you see an FPS that actually does something unique, in particularly in multiplayer. It's been a long time in a military setting since anyone's done anything unique, and they have some really cool gameplay modes that I would not have predicted that are actually quite fun, and it's a very difficult game to become good at. But I really like it. You know, it rewards skill, and that's rare these days. So yeah, that's why I voted for this game.
Yeah, and I feel like FPS is kind of in a blind spot right now. It's just doesn't know where to go. Almost like MMOs in a different way, but still, like it's kind of a lost cause. Steven.
I'll be really quick about it. While I would kind of have to agree with Ben in the chat that Fallout 4 probably should have been in this category because it's way more a shooter than an RPG, and even though it wasn't even in that category. The truth of the matter is, of the 3 nominees, Blops is just more of the same stuff. Battlefront, I think we've already mentioned how I want to, set it on fire and piss on the ashes. Verdun, I did get a chance to play it, and while on the surface it feels like it's a first person, it's just your standard, World War I or II even first person shooter. Yeah, the mechanics of it for an indie studio, pretty damned impressive. So it's just one of those things where of the choices available, I kind of gotta go with Verdun personally. But we're gonna see what the choices are, and looks like I am pretty solid to say.
Yeah, I think you've got Verdun down. I mean,
2015. It looks like the winner is Verdun.
Yeah, 3 all over the place. But I'm curious to hear from Benjamin.
Yeah, just one thing that I kind of agree with the rest of you guys here on this topic. But one thing you guys didn't talk about, though, as far as World War I shooters go, they did something that nobody else has really done. There isn't any other World War I shooter. There isn't. It's something that's really interesting, and someone like I just listened to a very long, in-depth, history podcast about World War I. It's something I've been really interested in. They had a lot of effort put into historical accuracy, and they deserve some praise for it. It's something that most studios just don't bother with, and they actually tried.
And I hate to say it, but check out our YouTube channel, self-promotion here. You have one interview, which is, I think, one of our very first interviews with Joss from Black Mirror Games, the developers of Verdun. Then you have a second interview that we did, I think maybe 2-3 months ago, and you have a terrific roundtable event between developers and the head of the International Game Developers Association on the evolution of Steam and Valve as a platform for indie game, in which Joss Hebe, who is the CEO of Black Mirror Games, the developer behind Verdun, really spoke about the development of the indie industry, some concerns he had about Steam, also why he thinks it's a good platform. And I just encourage you to listen to those videos because they're top notch, and it shows you these guys, man, they're passionate, like they're driving the indie scene, and guys like Joss, hats off. Let's promote him, let's support him, let's do what we can, because I'm a big fan. All right,
Joss is the man.
Yeah, Joss is the man, basically. Moving on, best strategy nominees, the OverPowered nominees of the Noobs 2015. That's a huge one for best strategy games. Caitlin, right over at you.
For voting choice number 1, we have Kerbal Space Program, developed by Squad. For voting choice number 2, we have Cities Skylines, developed by Colossal Order Limited. For voting choice 3, we have StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void by Blizzard. For voting choice 4, we have Planet Base by Madruga Works. And for voting choice 5, we have Invisible Incorporated by Klei Entertainment.
I'm not gonna vote because I actually haven't played, and surprisingly so. I'm a big fan of strategy games. I haven't played much of any of these games. Paris, I think you're playing Cities right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm playing Cities right now, and it's a good game. Yeah, it's really fun. It's actually far above like what I used to play. Sim City back when I was much shorter. And it's a much more solid city building game. But the list might.
Yeah, what would you pick?
I think I would have to go. I have to go with Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah,
which is weird because it doesn't at first doesn't seem like that much of a strategy game because I would think it'd be better as the best simulation game definitely, but
Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, that actually fits much better as a strategy game.
No, just comments on Legacy of the Void.
No, none from me actually. I haven't played that.
Benjamin.
Yeah, sure. A couple brief comments on that. It definitely showed, I think the last two expansions showed just their focus on the multiplayer gameplay. Personally, I kind of really dislike the stories of the last two StarCraft 2 expansions, so I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts, but I really thought they were really generic, really predictable. I don't know.
Yeah. And we saw kind of the let's not forget that StarCraft was kind of spearheading the esports movement not so long ago, and that's not the case anymore, and maybe that in a way connects to what you were saying about the last expansions, kind of everybody moving towards MOBAs and away from real-time strategy. But Legacy of the Void at the end of the day didn't make much noise. I don't know if it's because it came out on the same day that Fallout did. Blizzard has a tendency to get cocky.
Yeah.
They get cocky and they don't care about the fact that Fallout hasn't come out in a couple years, and you're basically going to lose a lot of the saves. But
StarCraft is huge.
It used to be.
In Korea,
it still is huge. It doesn't hold the master stats that it once had.
What do you think that is, Chris?
Tons of people play it. Millions, probably.
I mean, what do you think it's not sexy anymore? At least
I don't know. I mean, I bought Legacy of the Void, and I really enjoyed playing it. And they actually came out with a new game mode for the first time in a long time called Archon, which is pretty crazy. It's not an entirely new game mode. They actually had it in the original StarCraft, but it's cool that they brought it back. I don't know. Legacy of the Void so far has been really good. I have to agree with Ben about the story. It's not as compelling as the first StarCraft series at all.
You guys are so safe, though. We even have you guys are playing it safe. I'm sorry to say.
I don't know. This is the thing. Hold on. This is the thing. I played extensively 4 of these 5 games in this category. I played Kerbal Space Program a lot. I played probably 80 hours of City Skylines, easily hundreds of hours of StarCraft 2, and probably another 60 hours of Planet Base. And they're all great games because I love real-time strategies. And even though StarCraft was good, it's definitely not anywhere the most original. City Skylines is the best city builder I've ever played, but Planet Base is by far the most interesting RTS I've played recently. This is a really hard category, I'd say, because Kerbal Space Program was awesome. It's an impossible category for me to choose. I still haven't chosen it yet. I hope someone else recorded this.
I actually really hate RTSs, and I'm so surprised that you guys are bashing the plot of StarCraft because I fell in love with all the StarCraft characters, the main characters and the heroes, because I play Heroes of the Storm religiously, and I fell in love with all of them. So I went back and read the plot, watched the plot in videos, because awesome. That's what you do, and I loved it. I have a hard on for Kerrigan. I love her.
Epic fucking. I'm sorry to say, but epic fucking cinematic trailer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in love with so many of the characters that I just.
StarCraft is bae.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready for Steven?
You are.
Has anybody spoken?
You know you are.
As ready as we'll
If we're ready for Steven, Steven, give your closing comments and who's
you're not gonna want to hear this. You're not gonna want to hear this, Fred. Cover your ears. Cover your ears.
I swear to God, if you give it to Legacy of the Void.
Man, screw Blizzard. This was an excuse for Blizzard to milk gamers $40 friggin' per expansion per class.
Controversial statement of the night. Blizzard 2015 disappointment of my life.
Total bullshit as far as I'm concerned. However, the other bullshit is I don't really, honest to God, think that this is... I don't think we chose the right games for this category, because a couple of them don't even really count. I gotta echo what's in the chat.
I'll give you a Dan Witherspoon.
But, of the choices, again, we gotta report on the ones that everybody's choosing. However, I still have to say,
a great comment from Alucard. I love how Steven
StarCraft 2 may be good. StarCraft 2 may be good, but the fact is, it wasn't that good. Maybe it's because I don't like the Protoss. Maybe because I prefer StarCraft, the original StarCraft. Maybe it's because I'm not Korean. I don't know. But I just did not like the way Blizzard handled any of this. And for the record, I didn't really like how they handled Diablo 3, but that's beside the point.
No, the beautiful game Diablo 3.
It is, but it's not really... It's like Diablo on training wheels.
Diablo 3 is the last masterpiece that Blizzard produced.
No, Diablo 2 is the last masterpiece Blizzard created until WoW came around, and then Blizzard still didn't really do anything better than Diablo 2.
Alucard is right. Who gets it? Who gets it, Steven? Before we move on.
The winner for 2015 in the best strategy game, even though it's not technically strategy, is Kerbal Space Program, because why not blow people up with rockets?
Why not?
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
All right, so we got to move on, Chris. And not only do we have to move on, Chris, I'm going to actually destroy...
It's giveaway time!
No, wait, before we do Chris, I am going to destroy a whole section you created is Best Retro Game of the Year. We're going to combine that with Best Indie Hit. So, Caitlin...
We have a problem as well that I mentioned earlier that I wanted to mention. We don't have a Best Horror Games genre section at all.
I know, I agree.
We ignored it, and some of the best indie games are horror games, so people need to put something in the chat or nominate something. Maybe they could nominate.
Caitlin, you are hereby in charge of October 31st show that we're going to have on Halloween at Best Horror Games this year.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the very first Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 Awards was and is flawed.
We're gonna do horror game giveaways. It'll be great.
We're gonna do the giveaway, then we're gonna do Best Indie Hit. And we're going to do the Developer of the Year, and then we're going to do the Game of the Year. So there's 3 last categories. It should take 15 minutes. But before we go, he doesn't have a last name. He works at a car. Go right over.
Yeah, I'm nameless. It's okay. Stylo!
I'm going to say like Mario.
Okay, now that Fred's gone, let's talk about how much we friggin' hate The Witcher, right? No. I don't know.
Nice Masakizia nomination.
I friggin' love Masakizia.
But what about Stairs? Stairs was really good too.
You know, I liked Stairs, but I found myself continuously going back to Masakizia. Because where else are you going to get to play a young serial killer?
You know, never.
Marcus wins.
Exactly. Marcus! Also, yeah, Alien Isolation was a really good one as well, to be completely honest with you.
Alien Isolation was so immersive. Oh my god.
Oh, my boy, yes!
Yeah, I think Alien Isolation is 2015.
Thanks for joining us, Fred.
Chino has just won.
Oh, it was last year?
Spelunky.
Clunky?
Spelunky.
Nice. Great game.
Spelunky. Congratulations.
It's like the name.
That's like the speedrun game to end all speedrun games.
That's a good one. All right.
Ocarina of Time is the speedrun game.
So obviously the very last 3 sections, Caitlin, if you can combine retro game with indie hit.
God.
You've got me, Caitlin?
I'm gonna try. Okay, let me just All right.
Because
So
I don't
we
want to
got.
keep people too long. You've always already been nice enough to stay.
That's a whole lot of games, though.
That's
We
a
have
lot of games.
5
Who
in
cares?
retro games and
It's indie,
6
man.
in indie hit.
I mean, how
Oh,
many? Okay, honestly, I feel like it's fair. Indie.
It's 11 games. You
I
want me
don't
to
have
do
no
up to
fingers.
11?
There's 52 games in a week, and on average, there are 20 indie games coming out every week. So it's okay that this list be a little bit longer.
Most games
Yeah,
are
but
going
we're
to
gonna have a 6-way tie.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. So the nominees for Best Retro and Indie Games of the Noobs 2015 awards are Caitlin. Go.
Okay. Starting for retro games, Galaxy by 17-bit. That is voting choice number 1. Final Fantasy IV by Square Enix. That is voting choice number 2. Axiom Verge by Thomas Happ Games. That is voting choice number 3. Crypt of the Necrodancer by Brace Yourself Games. That is voting choice number 4. Black and White Bushido by Ground Shatter. Endomoi Shine UK is voting choice number 5. Those are retro games, 1 through 5. And that's Final Fantasy, I think it's a V, so I think that's
a 5.
I'm so
Yay.
sorry I said 4. Okay.
It's okay. 4 was
So
better.
then for indie hits, we have Ori and the Blind Forest as voting choice number 1 for indie hits. Voting choice number 2 for indie hits is Rocket League by Psyonix. Voting choice number 3 for indie hits is Undertale. Voting choice number 4 for indie hits is Broforce by Free Lives. Voting choice number 5 for indie hits is Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time by Asteroid Base. Voting choice number 6 for indie hits is Renowned Explorers International Society by Abbey Games.
Wow. All right. So this is a lot of stuff. And I feel like because there's choice number 1, 2, 3, and then choice 1, 2, 3, 4, it would make sense to, if somebody could,
be really hard.
it would make sense to copy paste a new voting code into the chat for all of those games. So I don't know, Chris, can you handle that?
The new voting code? Sure.
I feel like it makes sense. I'm gonna give it to Broforce. Personally,
Glad something does.
I just feel like Broforce. I don't know. There's something about Broforce. There's something very, very funky about Broforce, and I feel like considering. Okay, here's what I think is very, very sexy about Broforce. There's this studio behind Hotline Miami, and I'm not a fan of Hotline Miami at all. But Hotline Miami was a huge success, obviously. And Hotline Miami is two guys who, well, pardon my French, but don't give a fuck about about any politics, they did a game that was a big success, and I feel like, kind of like The Witcher actually, they held true to their core, and they didn't fall into director's cut for Hotline Miami. They actually they went from being developers to being publishers, and they're publishing games that are damn good. Kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio only picks movies that he endorses from a story standpoint. From like I embrace this type of philosophy of let's just support stuff that kicks butts. And Broforce is being supported, published, advocated by the guys behind Hotline Miami. And I just like that whole culture. And this game is overwhelmingly positive. If somebody can give me on Broforce on Steam the amount of reviews that game got and how positively people think about it, and there are so many games published by the publishers behind Hotline Miami that have the same fate, I feel like that's a great culture in the indie scene to embrace. And as much as I dislike Hotline Miami and everything it represents from a violence standpoint and everything, I totally support the philosophy that those publishers for once move the indie scene forward. It's hot stuff in my opinion. Broforce gets my vote. That's my monologue. Anybody else before we move on to Steven? Paris.
Your mic's muted.
Somebody actually thinks I'm German. That's I just wanted to say
well,
that's just
my bad.
selfish.
You're a fascist bastard, apparently.
Stitchwood, I am French.
Sorry.
Could have been German, but I'm not thanks to you. Paris.
Right, just a quick comment before we move on that you need a second vote, Fred, because we're all doing 2 votes down in the chat here. So pick something besides Bro Force.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Anybody else? Benjamin?
Actually,
yeah,
well,
go ahead, Paris.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna explain my votes, which were Undertale and Ori and the Blind Forest, because they seem to be like opposites of the coin that like I like most. Like obviously, you know why I voted Undertale with my little outbursts back there. So
which is
that,
on record.
Which is on record. Unfortunately,
it's on record.
Undertale is like my holy grail of story and emotional developments, but at the same time, like I don't want to discredit the merits of art and the music and the scene and just the beauty of games in general, which is why my other vote goes to Ori and the Blind Forest for being the other half of that. Yeah.
And people love you, Paris. Like I see in the chat, Paris rules. Fred sucks. Fred's an asshole. Like, people love Paris. And you know, I'm actually the funny thing is I'm actually the guy from Paris, Steven.
The only thing that I have to disagree with you on is that I cannot, in good conscience, ever take Steam reviews seriously. And the main reason is because if you can't break it down into a meme or it's not some funny in-joke that Reddit's already come up with, it's likely not going to be on Steam. Steam reviews are never to be trusted.
How can you say that?
Because the Steam reviews are basically a bunch of myopic morons that try to break everything down into a meme and then go 10 out of 10. I can't trust Steam reviews.
We are witnessing. Yeah, well, I feel like we are witnessing.
Are you?
Philosophical crisis of opinion right here.
What you're basically witnessing?
Because no, let me tell you.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
One of our founding fathers. Because Steven Staniszewski, at this stage, you are a founding father.
I know.
He's basically spitting on the entire philosophy on which this company was built, which is PC gaming by PC gamer. And if Steam reviews do not epitomize that one phrase, that one sentence, PC gaming by PC gamers, overwhelmingly positive 16,000 reviews, Kerbal Space Program, out of the blue, philosophy, and you just spit on it. I don't know what type of a
I'm not only gonna
you are, Steven.
I'm not only gonna spit on it, but I'm gonna set it on fire and then piss on the ashes.
Break this up for a bit, okay? Steven, you haven't even voted yet. Okay, so best indie. Vote in chat, okay? And Fred, you as well. Stop arguing for a second. And while we do that,
I want to hear from Benjamin.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, sure. So I'm not going to repeat some of the stuff that Paris already said because I agree with him that Undertale and Ori and the Blind Forest were just kind of top-notch, really beautiful games. I got to also hop in the chat as well and vote, but some people are mentioning Rocket League, definitely deserves a mention, but I got to stand up for one game that is just not getting talked about, and that's Crypto the Necrodancer. And I don't know if anybody else played this game, but this game was really fun. I don't know if I can vote for this among this competition, but that game was really fun, and it did something that was really original with the music and the rhythm, and I was terrible at it. I have no rhythm, but it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, Colt.
Alucard, you haven't voted yet.
It's a big one, guys. It's the best indie hit of 2015. Colt.
Crypt of the Necrodancer is another one I gotta agree. It's not one I can vote for. I'm gonna go Undertale and Broforce for this one. But Crypt was definitely unique, and it was pretty fun.
Colt, do you miss Helldivers in that selection?
Do I miss Helldivers in the selection? Yes and no. I think Helldivers is my favorite personal game. I think it's a very good game. But I don't know. Maybe we'll just say I didn't get around to my selection.
You lauded the crap of that game. What score did you give it on? You gave it
94.
You gave it a 94. That's like I feel like that's one of our highest scores out of the
high.
out of the 200 reviews we have, that's probably like in the top 2 to 3%. I feel like there's only a couple that got that high of a score. And normally I wouldn't let you have so high of a score, but you wrote such a long and great review, by the way. Go check out Helldivers on OPNoobs.com. That I was like, well, he definitely argued the crap out of his 94. So I'm surprised you're not, basically what I'm saying is I'm surprised you're not shouting at us for not nominating Helldivers.
I would, but I didn't get around to emailing you my nomination.
That's so typical of you.
Yeah, that's
right. I'm seven.
No.
I just want to nominate giveaway.
Steven,
hold on. Let's announce the winner here.
Let's announce the winner, and then we move on to developer.
Yes, I did vote Rocket League because I want to be that guy.
Let me just quickly legitimize my two, and then I will announce the winners. And it's really close. Wow. So I liked Axiom Verge. I'm a big sucker for Metroid-style games, and I think Axiom Verge is like a high-quality Metroid clone in a year where we should have had Metroid, but Nintendo hates us. And Ori of the Blind Forest, well, who cares? Ori of the Blind Forest was a gorgeous game. It was almost like a Zen experience, just because I did not expect such an amazing thing to come out of Moon Studios and Microsoft, of all places. But that being said, since we're combining the two, the best retro game was Galaxy, which is a wonderful interview. We have it on the on OPNoobs.com and on the Twitch, so go check that out after we're done babbling.
It's awesome.
Chris, you reviewed that
Chris
game,
did that one.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
so I'm before it came out.
Hey, you guys agree?
Hey, right? And then best indie hit was, not surprisingly, from the looks of it, I'm seeing all the names. It looks like oh my me.
I swear, if you say
we have a tie. We have a tie. We have a.
I swear, if you say Rocket League.
No, Fred, you have to go to bed and cry tonight because we have a 3-way tie for best indie hit. We have
No. Hold on.
Oh, we're still tallying.
This is the way voting works. People could vote for 2. Some people voted for 2 in the same category. So we're just going to treat it as one category.
Okay.
Actually, though, you're right. We could break it out by category.
We still do technically have it by category. So
all right, then you know what? Forget it. You know what to do.
Chris, Fred, I'm sorry, man, but you gotta cry now. You gotta. Because Chris, are you gonna give me the go ahead to agree with this 3-way tie for best indie hit?
No. I'm afraid. Look at the sheet now.
I guess it only makes sense.
I know. Okay.
I wouldn't cry.
Okay, are you sure?
I broke out the categories again. Like you were right.
I wouldn't cry because if it beats The Witcher, there better be nothing else that beats Undertale.
Best retro game has been Galaxy. By a fair majority. Best indie hit was Ori and the Blind Forest, which won very, very slim majority.
Rewind No Man Selecta. You're telling me that Ori beats Undertale and Undertale beats Witcher. So by
rock paper scissors I've ever seen. But yes, it did indeed.
That's what happened, man. This is what happens when you invite the Chatter into our votes.
I feel like I'm in the wrong industry. I misunderstood.
No, man. You don't always win.
And see, this is the reason why I don't trust
definitely true.
Because a lot of times it's just done for spite. And that's what I think might have happened here. But I support this. I support the community.
I support the community. We should do giveaway.
And Just Evan would like to see me whimper in my French accent.
I heard giveaway.
I can easily do that, man.
He did say that.
He totally did.
Come on, just get your wife in there.
I would say I would curse, but all right.
Goes in the corner and just
all right. Before we announce the giveaway, we have 2 final sections. The most important section of the 2-hour show we just did. Benjamin, I beg you to come back on Tuesday nights. Usually it's 90 minutes at the most. This is exceptional. It's obviously the 2015 awards. Before we move on to the developer of the year, which in many ways is more exciting than the game of the year, He doesn't have a last name. He wears a funky hat. Alucard, it's your turn.
Is it giveaway time yet? That's all I'm waiting for.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is? All right, run that. Wait, is it running? Oh no. That's why I'm waiting for you to say, tell me who the winner is. So wait till I see it. Black P. Wait, there we go. Congratulations. You, sir, have won.
That's Paris. Black Pete is Paris. But Paris, do you want to shed some light on that, by the way? The whole time I thought Black Pete is somebody else than Paris. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
realized, no, it's Paris.
No, Black Pete is just, okay, I was 14 years old when I decided on the 3 names that I would use online. Black Pete, because I like the color black, and it sounded like a pirate, like Black Eyed Pete. But I didn't want to write the word black, so I took out the C, and now I had Black Pete.
That's
second one. Yeah, second one.
Okay, now I
was
get it.
playing some. Yeah, second one was it was some Rojax just because it had an X and it sounded cool. I used it for the name of a disease in plaguing, and yeah.
It's strange when Steven leaves us. I feel like it's quiet.
The room just suddenly got
Very quiet.
empty.
I don't want to go into the last 2 nominations without Steven.
Sorry,
Steven, come back, please.
person with the chat.
Steven, we need you. It's the last 2 nominations.
Maybe we can do just one without him.
Alright.
But he should be able to come back.
I feel like he's gonna come back. He comes back pretty quickly.
He always comes back.
He always does, man. Alright, guys.
He'll be there to close us out. So.
The last 2 sections.
Yes, let's do that.
Oh, okay. We're waiting for you. I actually stalled the show so you would come back.
Because I'm the best part of this damn show. Let's keep going.
You really are. These are Steven, my friend, these are the last 2 sections of 2015. We are culminating to the point what has been done well in 2015, and we are going to start with the studio, and then we are going to finish with the game, following the tradition of the Should We Cover It show every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. US Eastern Time on Twitch. All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
The overpowered nominee of the Noobs 2015 for the developer of the year goes Chicken.
All right. Choice number 1 is Thomas Happ Games LLC. They made Axiom Verge. Choice number 2, Frontier, who made Elite Dangerous Horizons. Choice number 3 is 17-Bit, who made Galaxy. Choice number 4 is Madruga Works, who made Planet Base.
I mean, I can smell Dan Wheeler behind his nominees. I can just smell him. He's all over the place. No CD Red Project, I like to say.
This is a weird category, to be honest.
But Dan did good. Like, I give him props. Thanks, Dan. Like,
You're just seething behind the scenes.
No, because if you're in the chat, like, I feel like he handpicked those developers. For those of you guys who don't know, Dan Wheeler is one of I wouldn't call him a founding father, but pretty damn close to it, of OPNoobs.com, and he is somebody with just a massive knowledge of game history. I feel like he's played it all. Always has like very insightful. Is the non-cynical Steven of OPNoobs.
You need to get rid of him then.
Yeah. But he handpicked those. I wish he was on the call because like he'd have something interesting to say about all of those studios. And if anybody can save the day and shed some light on those studios and give the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 awards to the best studio out of the 4 or 5 of them we just cited, Chris.
So I'm just typing it into chat now for folks back watching at home. I'm familiar with most of these developers. I'm the one that like filled in a few of them because it was an empty category, so I felt like it needed a few. One of the things that really struck me about Works, they're really small groups, like 4 or 5 of them, and it was planet-based, which is a sizable game. I was really impressed how polished and fun it was for just a small team, which is just like...
What score did you give it?
I gave that an 88, I think.
Very high for you.
That is higher for me.
Yeah, you killed Mad Max. By the way, we give nothing to Mad Max.
It was not anywhere to be found on here. It wasn't that good a game.
Webcam.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, so my Skype's been misbehaving a little bit. I can see you.
Keep going, Chris. I interrupted.
Keep babbling.
That's okay. But at any rate, also Frontier, because they made Elite Dangerous, and Elite Dangerous is an amazing game, and Horizons is an incredible technical achievement and a beautiful game, and really fun. And 17-Bit, who made Galaxy, and they're Seattle-based, and they just love retro stuff, and they went way out of their way to make Galaxy as retro and as cool as possible. And I think they earned their name 17-Bit. So that's why I thought all those developers really belong to this category. They all did outstanding things this year. Small teams, most of them. Really polished titles. They just really all deserve, credit for their hard work.
Okay. Anybody else before we get to Steven?
Fine.
Steven, give it. Give us the Overpowered Developer of the Noobs 2015.
Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of biased. I gotta lead toward Axiom Verge, but I'm looking at the sheet and I don't really have anybody voting yet, so...
Hold on, I'm tallying votes now because I was just talking.
Sure.
See, that's the problem. You see, I'm supposed to fill in the time.
Personal thoughts?
My personal thoughts, honestly, I'm a sucker for Axiom Verge just because of the Metroid feeling to it. And yes, I know there's apparently a double thing going on because Skype is sucking right now for some odd reason. But the long and...
We lost everybody but me.
Oh, well, how about now?
Poor everybody.
Screw Skype, man.
It's okay, it's still working. Just keep... I feel like people can hear
You can still hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's just go with that. Whoever's streaming porn, can you stop it? Because that's interrupting things.
Sorry, I'll cut that out.
I knew it. Caitlin, come on.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
But anyway, no, I'm a big sucker for Axiom Verge because of, to drop a shameless plug, because of Indie Box, I got a chance to play Axiom Verge, and it was a very, very enjoyable game. It's a great 2D Metroid shooter. I enjoyed it immensely. I enjoyed Galaxy, though, but I also liked listening to the dev talking to Chris, and you could tell that he absolutely loved what he was doing, even though it was a small team and a lot of shit happened. But Elite Dangerous, I hate to say it, I have not played it yet, but I would like to because it seems like that's the newest version of Wing Commander that's out there, and I'm a sucker for Wing Commander. And if anybody played a console, I believe Colony Wars is about as close to what you're going to get. Planet Base, I am sorry, I haven't played, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But so far, if I'm looking at the tallies, Chris, are we done with the count?
Finished, yep, that's everything.
Oh, it looks like Frontier. Elite Dangerous Horizons is the developer of the year for 2015.
Very fair. Okay.
I totally accept that outcome.
I accept that outcome. All right. Guys.
Yeah.
This is the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 award.
Last one.
And now, before... after Alucard's final giveaway, we are going to nominate the Overpowered Game of the Noobs 2015 award. He has no last name. I love that intro. Alucard, you're going to give the very, very, very last game away to the people in the chat. I feel like we gave a lot of games away tonight. I hope you guys appreciate it. Alucard's the man. Alucard, all you. What's the whole Ray Charles slash Star Wars Battlefront theme first before we move on to the giveaway and close the show? Oh wow, this must be getting tired because like Christmas made out for these last people. We can't hear you. Alucard, you're muted.
We have 2 more categories to go through. Is the other thing.
No,
Ooh, I thought just one.
We have action and game of the year. What? What'd I win? Something crappy, I bet.
You won Undertale.
No!
JK. I'm kidding, man. You didn't get it. All right. We're on it. By the way, I love Steven. I secretly love Steven. I secretly, when Steven tells me
Go ahead.
he doesn't get on Skype, I get depressed. One moment. Steven doesn't get nothing. Alright. We're getting the cams back. I'm still alone here. Like the fact that everybody's stuck to the chat, even though I'm the only guy on the chat, probably says a lot about me.
All right. Well, we got our next category lined up for best action game of the year, don't we?
No, we're way behind that. I guess we passed the best action game of the year. We must have skipped it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, we skipped best multiplayer. We lost Steven. I am not going into this. I am not going into this without Steven, and I am not going into this without Caitlin. So I'm gonna throw the wait. Hold on.
Should we restart the call?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Oh, Caitlin is back, and I'm gonna get Steven back. Watch just now.
It's funny because to me it sounds like he never left his voice.
Okay, here's Steven. All right. Okay, let me restart the call, guys.
Can anyone still hear me? Okay, that is weird. I think I'm having 3 simultaneous calls right
I
now.
know, right? I was in 2 simultaneous calls.
I think it worked. We actually back.
Okay.
Let's just give away and then we're...
Alright, Steven is on
I
you.
can see Fred talking, but I can't hear him.
Okay, here I am. I love the fact that.
Oh yeah, we're
Okay,
popping
so-
back on Twitch.
We lost it. Oh,
Hey,
no, there's...
Hey, Steven.
He's coming back. Sorry, guys.
alright.
We're about to get
Alright.
there.
I'm gonna wait till he leaves to tell him he won food truck. Space food truck.
Yeah,
I'll be happy about that.
I am like, I'm not doing this without Steven. I tell you that much.
Oh my god.
He's back. Okay.
Wow.
But
This is interesting.
Okay.
He
So,
just came screaming back on.
but we should do at least one more giveaway to give
we
some.
should absolutely do one more giveaway because of all this insanity. What was... Did the thing get re-rolled? Am I getting thrown a shitty-ass game, or what's up?
All right.
You got space food truck.
No, final giveaway. Everybody
Yes.
in chat, stay tuned. Fred, you should read what we are saying. Haha. I feel like I should not. After what's being said in chat, Fred is a lonely man. Sky
He is.
balls. Fred's not that lonely actually. I'm happily married. When the wife and I talk, Google hangs.
Hangouts work great. Yeah, so that's going to be the
All right.
option.
We're very sorry, guys, about this interruption. I want to get everybody back on the call.
We are on the call, Fred.
I know, no.
We're missing.
All right,
Okay.
I'm alive again. I'm
All
alive.
right.
Excellent.
All right.
Sorry, you guys crashed my Skype.
Yeah, mine too. That was weird.
Yeah,
feel like
all our
very-
Skypes crashed.
Very
Get your shit together, Skype.
seriously, Bill Gates.
Too busy trying to save the world. He can't run software anymore. Oh my god.
Okay, we're back.
Fantastic.
Paris is here. Everybody's here. Let's take advantage of this
the
time
giveaway.
of Windows functionality for the final, the very last.
And just so you know, this giveaway. What should it be? It should be something interesting. How about a copy of that game we played not too long ago, the last dual stream, Storm United?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very nice
Basically, give the very, very best game that we have available for the very last of 2015.
Give everybody Undertide is what I'm understanding, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that seems to be the way to go.
Undertide won. Oh, nope, Fred doesn't win.
No.
I got you. Oops, can't.
I feel like we should give Fallout. Can anybody...
Okay, everybody put their heads down and raise your hands and we'll guess. There we go. Seriously, you guys are kidding, right? I didn't get on.
No, I don't think. I'm sure you did.
Who got it? Betty Who's, congratulations on getting Alucard.
Jesus! Sorry. Yeah. You got a copy of Storm United, bud.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all jumping on.
We should all play together.
Caitlin has her
It's a solid
copy.
game.
Yeah, I do, and it's installed too. I could play with you guys.
Snap.
Learn it on the fly.
Yes, Thursdays.
Alright guys, here comes the moment we've been waiting for. It's 12:41 a.m. on the U.S. Eastern Coast.
Do you know where your children are?
We've been going... No, I don't know where my children are. We've been going
Are we combining best of the year and action, or are we skipping action?
So, before we move on to the very, very, very last game of the year, the Overpowered Game of the Noobs Award, I'm going to pass the microphone around, starting with Chris, then Steven, then Stylo, then Benjamin, then Colt, then Alucard, then Caitlin, then Paris, and then Fred. I'm going to ask the question I asked half an hour ago, or an hour ago now.
Devil in the Pale Moonlight?
What do you hope for as far as big announcements go in 2016? Chris Kellogg. And please don't say Half-Life 3. Because
Well,
Why can't I dream?
It's funny that you should say Half-Life 3 because I actually would say that because I think that's what they're gonna that Valve's gonna put out on the HTC
It would have been better had you said Rocket League 2.
Rocket League 2. No, I'm good with Rocket League 1 right now. I think it's going to be VR, man. I think the biggest announcement this year is going to be something to do with VR. If it's Half-Life 3, great, but it makes sense that it might be a Valve game, like another Portal game, because that makes a lot of sense in VR. But I think the big announcement of 2016 that I really hope comes true is going to be that VR doesn't suck anymore.
Steven.
There's so many things that I want, but there's so many things I can't have. I hope that at some point Valve realizes that offering good support whenever there's a ticket put through on Steam will happen. I know that's not going to happen. I want to see Half-Life 3 released just so it can bomb miserably so the internet can lose their collective shit and rip on it because it's never going to live up to the hype. I would love to see a KOTOR 3, but I know that's not going to happen. There's just so many things that I would like to see. I actually am looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed, which will come out in 2017 because they're going to skip a year so that they can work on the quality control and put us in Egypt. So I'm actually looking forward to that. But that doesn't count for this year. So I'm looking forward to whenever somebody stops friggin' talking about Undertide.
All right, let's Stylomax.
Elite Dangerous.
Silo, you're muted, man.
Yeah, Stylomax and Star Citizen, man.
Yes. I forgot. I mute myself on the stream, so I'm gonna repeat myself for the streamers. So the guy behind the cameras is going to say a few words now, and there isn't anything that Fred can do about it. Why? Because I can mute him and he can't mute me.
Mute him.
Oh, he can try, but it won't work. So, the things I'm hoping for this year, I'm going to agree with Chris Kellogg, and I hope that virtual reality becomes a big thing. I hope it's successful. I'm very much a fan of the whole space sim genre. I am very much into Wing Commander. I am very much into Star Citizen. I am very much into Elite Dangerous. Name a space simulator, I will very likely play it.
I love Angel 7. This guy is just full of snarky comments.
He's awesome.
He's got to mute Fred, mute Steven.
So
I agree with, but not the other. I won't say which one.
That being said, being a space sim fan, there's a game that I'm hoping comes out this year. It's been announced. It's going to come out. Whether or not it actually comes out this year is up in the air. And that is Squadron 42, the single-player portion of Star Citizen. If you have not seen the videos that have been posted for this, I highly suggest that you go take a look. I'm not going to call it motion capture. They did what's called performance capture for this game. They have put a lot of effort into the story for this game. They have put a lot of effort into what looks like the gameplay for this game. If it lives up to expectations, it's going to be my next Wing Commander that I'm going to play until, until the wee hours of the morning. I will be taking time off of work.
I can tell Stylomax has not spoken for the past 3 hours because he just wants to go on his monologue about Star Citizen. Star Citizen.
That's why I'm not interrupting him.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big fan. I'll admit it. I just wanted to get my few words in on it because you don't normally hear.
I think that's awesome. That Star Citizen is a huge game, and if it lives up to its potential, it really will be the best space sim ever made.
Yeah, it has a lot to live up to. I understand the criticism. It has to prove itself.
You're getting a lot of chat support, actually.
Yeah.
All right, Benjamin Kroll, what are you hoping for in 2016?
Yeah, so the last two guys who just spoke are probably going to be happy with it. I'm just going to roll on exactly what they said, and that's Squadron 42. It is easily the thing that I'm most hyped for next year. I mean, I think that when you speak about Star Citizen to most people, they might not even be aware that Squadron 42 is an actual thing. They may look at it and say, oh, that's that space sim game. Do they even know that there's an actual 50-hour-long action-packed AAA game being made? Maybe not. Maybe this is the first time they're hearing of it. But Squadron 42 has had so much effort put into it. All of the different, big-name actors, all the motion capture, great voice acting. I'm so hyped for this game. I'm on the big pessimistic side, though. I just don't think it's going to be able to release this year. I'm hoping that this year they announce a release date, but I don't expect it this year. I just think that everything they've tried to release, all of the modules, they've consistently been behind. So I'm not hopeful, but I'm wishing. I wish.
Okay, and following down the trend of controversial questions, we've got Curtis PKH in the chat who said, I am most hyped for Blizzard Esports Network after purchasing MLG. If you feel the same way as Curtis, please raise your hand. Wow, Curtis.
Seriously?
Sorry, Curtis. I don't want to throw you under the train. You are the only one. Caitlin kind of waved.
I don't know what he means by Blizzard Esports Network.
It means that Activision is hiding itself under the Blizzard name and buying the entire industry out so that they can say, we are Blizzard, we are not Activision, and we are basically out there to make money and not do anything.
I gotta throw my...
Sorry, Curtis. We love you, Curtis.
Wow. I mean, I'm kind of surprised because I know that MLG is legitimately going to be nothing more than a COD vehicle at this point. Activision bought Major League Gaming. They bought the biggest name in esports.
Us giving the microphone back to Steven.
You are. But here's the thing. I'm surprised nobody even raised a hand, really? Wow.
I just don't know about it. I don't know.
Check it out, Kaden. This is plenty of...
Does MLG
we gotta
even have
finish.
access
We gotta
to any
close.
like popular esports games anymore?
Yeah. I mean, they're in the sports industry, MLG.
Not like the industry at this point.
Yeah, it's... All right, Colt, what do you hope for in 2016?
So definitely am looking forward to where VR will go, kind of like everyone else. But for me, myself personally, the release I'm probably most hoping doesn't suck and is actually going to be a big deal, like I hope it is Homeworld, Deserts of Karak, which is, I think, coming out later this month, hopefully.
Big love for space games today.
Oh, yeah.
We love space.
But yeah, I'm a huge Homeworld fan. I got the re-release when it came out, the special edition one, and so Deserts of Karak looks like it's going to be awesome, and I'm really excited for it.
Awesome, that's one of the better answers yet. Alucard.
Yes.
Yeah, not giveaway, Alucard. Just
giveaway.
He's got giveaway fever. Alucard, what are you excited about in 2016?
Every Kickstarter project I back 2015.
Yeah.
I'm looking
the biggest one.
From least to greatest, all the ones I'm looking for that I should get copies and we'll probably stream on the channel is Umbra 3, a Crytek game. There's Ukulele, Banjo-Kazooie's successor.
Yeah, you're excited about that.
And the best one, I hope I can get a playable demo this year for Shenmue 3.
All right.
Shenmue 3, nice.
Caitlin.
Okay, I got a couple. Number one, Dead Island 2. It was supposed to come out last year, but Deep Silver can't get their crap together, and they can't keep a developer. So I am so upset about that, and I check like weekly for Dead Island 2 release date. Number two, I am so over exclusivity deals. Screw you, Xbox. I wanted Tomb Raider in November when everybody else got it.
Touche.
No. And they still don't have a release date. I'm hoping end of January.
No, it's not going to happen. They would have released bullpoop.
They're not going to make the same mistake they did with
But I mean, like, I wouldn't make 2016 a Tomb Raider year. Come on. We're better than that.
I need it.
She needs her some Laura Croft.
I need her. I need her. She's my hero.
End of the month.
Okay, number three.
Hopes for Lara. Paris.
Episode 2 of Albino Lullaby. I call dibs now.
Okay, fair enough. You can't call in dibs, by the way, on something that hasn't been announced yet, but we can talk offline. We'll talk offline. Paris.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Okay. First of all, I don't want anything like Undertale 2 or anything like that. Like, I don't want that to be spoiled. Like, nothing like that. No sequels. Although then I want to immediately contradict myself, and I would like, because I'm more on the fantasy side of things. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi.
He wants The Witcher 4, that asshole.
No, I don't want to. No, okay.
I'm kidding, Paris. Go ahead.
No, originally I loved playing Skyrim. So I want another Elder Scrolls game, something like that. But then I looked at Fallout 4 in comparison to Fallout 3, and the jump for that, if the jump is the same for Skyrim in the next game, I won't be, too joyful over that. But I just want something besides like Witcher 3, Fred, something in the fantasy series that, that's open world that I can explore and I can mod freely and just stick around in. I I want that kind of game.
All right, let's get to me. I have 4 things in number of importance. 1, I want Final Fantasy VII to actually be great, and I know that's not going to happen. 2, I want virtual reality to be a total flop. And it's not
Just what everyone else's life to suck.
I know. Everybody wants to succeed, but I know for a fact that selfishly, I will not enjoy this technology because of where I am in my life. Just the fact I'm married and stuff, I'm not going to be able to. It's something that it's not the direction I want my gaming addiction to go to. Me wearing a headset at night. I just don't want that to happen. So I hope it's a flop so that I'm not forced into it. But the 2 most important things that I want to happen in 2016. 1, I want the Steam machines to be a tremendous success and totally threaten the console market so that the PC gaming industry moves into the living room and say, hey, you could buy a PlayStation or you could buy a PC at a reasonable price. I hope they brand that right and that the pricing is just right. And guess what? In 6 months, you can update your technology to what's coming up. I want that to happen in the living room. To me, that's so key to OPNoobs. That's so key to what we believe in for the PC gaming industry. But most importantly, because what drew me away from consoles to PC is Blizzard. And I want to close on 2016. What I hope is that Blizzard starts to see some serious issues in the decision it's made in 2014, 2015. And it kind of goes back to the roots, even with the backing of Activision, says, you know what, we need to give you back some degree of independence and let you be what you used to be. And Blizzard kind of stepping away from the money-making addiction that they seem to have fallen into and taking a severe hit. I guess all I want Blizzard to do in 2016 is take a big hit, a massive hit, so that in 2017 they can prep the way for becoming Blizzard again in 2018. Because I am a Blizzard fanboy and now my heart is torn apart by what it has become. Moving on. You don't get to. You don't get to,
want
Steven.
PCs to take over the living room? You want Steam machines to take over the living room?
I want Steam machines to take over the living room and I want Blizzard to fall.
Never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. So I'm delusional. The game, the 2015 Game of the Year award, Caitlin.
All right. So we have, for the first one, Fallout 4 by Bethesda Games. That is choice number 1. Choice number 2, The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt by CD Projekt Red. Choice number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5 by Rockstar. Choice number 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain by Konami Digital Entertainment. Number 6, choice 6 is Pillars of Eternity by Obsidian Entertainment. And that was choice 5, Pillars of Eternity. Choice 6 is actually Rocket League by Psyonix. So 1, Fallout, 2, The Witcher 3, 3, Grand Theft Auto, 4, Metal Gear Solid, 5, Pillars of Eternity, and 6, Rocket League.
I love the comments in the chat, by the way. All the way from Constance Love, all the way to Enjoy 7. Fred equals the prince in Uran High School, sitting in corner weeping because his vision didn't happen. I think that's
wow.
I think that's fucking priceless. Enjoy it. You're on top of your game. All right. Guys,
I like this. I like this Enjo people.
I love him too. Please come back, Enjo. The most important moment, before we get into the voting, we're all gonna pick our game, and I don't think we need to argue too much in detail why. We're just gonna pick our game and close the damn show. Obviously, me, Witcher 3, Chris, head over at you.
I have to pick Rocket League. It's not because I don't think Witcher's a worthy title. I didn't play it. I don't, like the large epic RPGs as much as other people do. And I know Metal Gear Solid was supposed to be a great game. Fallout 4, I think was, mostly good. But Rocket League for me was so much fun, and I love playing it, and I will continue on playing it.
Steven.
Oh God. Oh, this hurts.
Steven, be quick.
This hurts me a lot.
Game.
Oh God, I gotta go with Metal Gear Solid. As much as I love The Witcher, much as I love The Witcher, the fact of the matter is, I love The Witcher. But if you gotta give me two choices, I gotta go with Metal Gear Solid because I've just enjoyed my time in it more. I enjoyed The Witcher. I enjoyed going through Temeria. I enjoyed.
I can't believe you did that. You're honestly, you're such a little bitch. Like you just are. You
man, he's not the only one voting for it.
No, wait. You don't know Steven. Steven played the crap out of The Witcher. I'm talking hundreds of hours. Then he played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Fallout, and to only say at the end of the year to say, honestly, Fallout sucks. And then he played 5 hours of Metal Gear Solid yesterday, and he says, best game of the year, guys.
But here's the thing, though, is as much as I enjoyed Witcher 3, in fact, when I lost all my save games, I actually started it over and had no problem with it. So,
that's what I mean. Like, you should
between the two, if I had to break it down gameplay-wise, I gotta go with Witcher 3. But overall, The Witcher 3 is probably going to be the end of Geralt's story. I have no idea where they're going to go with it from here. So I'm very hesitant to say because it's an overarching story. As much as I like it, it's really hard to choose. So I got to go with Metal Gear Solid because the story's not done yet. I'm a big gameplay. I love gameplay, but I love a story more. And the truth of the matter is, I feel like Witcher 2's story was better than Witcher 3.
Fine.
So that's the only reason why I say no to Witcher 3.
Stylo.
Self on stream. Well, Fred, I would have to say, all the games I've played this year, many, many, many games, I'm going to agree with you this time. I'm going to go with The Witcher 3. It really and truly was a very good game. I enjoyed my time in it. I will admit I haven't played Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, so who knows, maybe I'll enjoy that later, but we're voting now.
Right.
But that being said, I'm going to go with The Witcher 3.
Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to hop on board the train here because it's The Witcher 3, and honestly, it's not that close. It was just so all-encompassing, and honestly, compared to what Steven said, I actually almost feel the opposite in terms of what was its strength. I thought the gameplay in The Witcher 3 was not its strength. I thought the gameplay was decent, and I thought that the story and the immersion is what made The Witcher 3 so amazing. Metal Gear Solid was a tremendous game, and it's because of the gameplay. The gameplay was awesome. I love the stealth aspects. I love the choose your style, but it didn't have the narrative, which I really crave. But The Witcher 3 was just
he's so
it
right.
has such truth and dedication to storytelling that you just don't see from AAA gaming. So it just deserves the award. It's awesome.
Colt.
All right, so my personal two favorites, Undertale and Helldivers, aren't on the list.
Yeah. We don't care about what's not on the list.
We don't. And Fallout 4 was honestly, when it first came out, I thought maybe I would call it my game of the year, but nah. So I'm gonna actually go with you on this one, Fred. I'll go for Witcher 3 for this one.
All right, the popular one tonight.
The only other one was
Keep the broken clock is right twice a day.
I hate to ask Alucard, but Alucard, and I know what you're gonna pick, Alucard, because you've been so addicted to that game this year. If you don't pick it, you're a hypocrite.
Well, good night, folks.
Say it. Say it.
I have to go with Metal Gear.
I knew it.
I have to go.
You're not a hypocrite. You're not a hypocrite. It's fair.
Thank you.
Are you disappointed, Alucard? Before we move on, because you and I have spent a lot of time together this year. Are you not disappointed by the fact that we didn't nominate Batman Arkham Knight? Because I feel like Batman got absolutely nothing because of Chris. Well, Chris really bashed it.
I mean, I had fun.
Because you played the crap load.
Yeah, I did. I had fun. Horrible release at first. Twice, 3 refunds.
I have a whole bunch of Batman games they tried to game me with that I'm never gonna play.
But nah, I mean, it was a good game. One playthrough, honestly. Great
Okay,
graphics.
so you're like MSG, hands down.
Yeah.
Steven,
I'm still playing it, and I got like
Steven, please
20 hours.
got it. Steven, please count the votes in the chat as
There's not even a reason to count, and you know what? To be honest with you, it is the one and only time I will ever be happy to be in the minority because.
Don't say it. We still have. We still have Caitlin in Paris.
Oh,
Caitlin.
you know what it's gonna be.
Caitlin.
I don't know. I haven't played the games of the year because I wasn't playing a lot until I came to you guys. And
well, we're glad.
I know The Witcher came out earlier, but you know, I don't know. I mean, the one of the list that I actually want to play and that I am planning on acquiring for myself is Fallout 4. So yes, I don't know.
And by any means, we don't mean to say that, even though Steven actually said it, that Fallout sucks. I know, I know that a lot of people liked it, and
Fallout 4 sucks.
I feel like we all did. We all enjoyed it, just not Game of the Year. All right, Paris, you are the closing thoughts on this show, so please.
Okay.
Please.
Closing thoughts. All right, one by one then.
Yes.
Fallout 4. One small step for man. One small step up from Fallout 3.
Yeah.
It's immersive. Okay, it's an immersive experience. But, you know, people will usually, like, the most popular things you'll find are people finding curious glitches or otherwise. But modding does elevate the game by far much more than many other games. But, yeah, so that one's just not a big enough improvement for Game of the Year. Rocket League is just pure competition, just pure raw competition, physics engines. Just you throw a ball, you get the ball. It's sports. You get the ball in the place that it needs to be. So there's no depth to it. So also not Game of the Year, but very fun experience. Let's see what Metal Gear Solid is hilarious. My God, it's hilarious. The most hilarious thing I've ever seen, played, and watched. And it's a fun time. Like if you want to laugh, you want to like release some stress after a long day. Play Metal Gear Solid 5. You'll be laughing like immediately. As what else do we have on the list?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay,
GTA 5.
GTA 5 was a disappointment. Like,
I feel like so that's you please close on that because GTA 5 we've talked about it for years. IGN give it a 10 out of 10. I don't know how much money they send IGN.
A lot.
I don't know, but IGN always gives GTA a 10, and literally tonight. After 3 hours of a show, I'm very surprised we've got 25 people left in the channel after going for 3 hours.
It's the drunken insanity.
30 people almost.
This is the very first time, the last minute, we talk about GTA. What does that say?
Odd.
No, that's exactly the problem. Okay, like GTA 5 has died. It has died, and no one has seen it. Like it disappeared from.
Yeah.
It's okay. Look, it's the game that rode the hype train for far too long. Hey, look, GTA, you get to play 3 controllable characters that basically just do the same type of shooting and driving, and nothing.
But you know, if I might just add, it's had staying power in multiplayer, and that people have been streaming a lot of multiplayer, and I don't watch a ton of streaming content, but the ones I've almost thoroughly thought were hilarious were the shit that came out of the GTA 5 streaming. They build ramps and they get in shopping carts, and they do do hilarious stunts, and they just do dumb funny shit, and they're just a bunch of dumb funny most of the time.
Yeah, the multiplayer.
But that's about the only thing, because I bought the game, I played the single player for 5 hours, maybe, and I was like, this does not feel as good as the original GTA 3 at all.
It doesn't.
No, and I wish I had my $60 back, kind of.
Yeah, we agree, Chris.
Yeah. Actually, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. So, yeah, of course, ending on that note, I gotta, because I didn't even hear about the Pillars game. I don't know what that is.
So you're number 1, Paris?
I will have to put it absolutely on Witcher 3.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Steven, you get the perk to give the very best game of 2015 for OPNoobs.com. PC Gaming by PC Gamers. Check it out, www.opnoobs.com.
I just listened to Digital 20.
Stephen, the honor, after all of this work that we've put in, Stephen, the honor is yours.
And honestly, it couldn't have gone to a better game. The 2015 Game of the Year is, without a doubt, and with no problem saying this whatsoever, is obviously CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. And it's only going to get better from here. CD Projekt Red gives gamers what they want and treats gamers like human beings, whereas other developing houses and publishers don't seem to do so.
I feel like
I'm impressed.
And now I'm officially happy giving the best RPG award to Undertale. Now that I know that my dear Geralt got the best game of the year. Okay, I can live with that.
Also got a lot of redheads, come to think of it. So he wins both ways.
Guys, I would like to say very much a big thank you to all the people in the chat who stuck around with us for 3 damn hours to do our nominations. Thank you very much, guys. And unfortunately for you, we are not done with those big annual shows, because next Tuesday night, we do those shows every Tuesday night. We will not be going back to our regular Should We Cover It show. On the contrary, we will do exactly what we did tonight, except looking forward instead of looking back. Next Tuesday night, we will be looking at all the games we are excited about in 2016. Alucard giving the games away like it's hot candy once again. Alucard, I hope you wear a different hat. I apologize for my French accent. I want to thank everybody on the table. Chris, Steven, Stylo for doing all of the production. Big up to Stylo for putting together all the stuff. Yeah, and also like all the prep work. Thanks everybody for bearing with us, for being late. A big up to SX Gaming for hosting us and making a great home for us on TeamSpeak as we continue to evolve. 2016 for OPNoobs.com is a huge year. We've done a tremendous amount of work thanks to guys like Paris, Caitlin, Colt, Benjamin lately on writing for us and putting together some great content on the website. But 2016 we'll see the rise of OPNoobs as a competitive host, putting together. Somebody's typing and we can't hear it. Please stop doing that. OPNoobs will be in 2016 hosting competitions for indie studios, just like esports, something we're very excited about. Continue to support us. If you feel like joining the team, email Chris at opnoobs.com or Fred at opnoobs.com. Send us a shout out. Tell us what you want to do. Get on TeamSpeak, become a friend, and start contributing. Support us on Patreon. That never hurts. Patreon.com. OPNoobs. We want to feed Steven so that he can keep being the great cynical man he is. That's enough for conclusion. Thanks everybody.
More booze.
We want to thank everybody on the team, everybody who's not here tonight. I feel like we've given enough thanks. But yeah, great show, great fun, great way to be into PC gaming. Is OPNoobs. Thanks everybody. We're excited about 2016. Benjamin, thanks for tuning in. We hope you come back. We're sorry if you scared you away. And again, sorry for being an hour late, guys. That will probably happen again.
Guaranteed.
Peace out, guys. Have a great night.
Nice.